Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of Young Blood Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in like you constantly have and continue to do. I appreciate you very much. Guys, we have a pretty cool episode for you today. We have a couple of awesome Boise locals, Alexa Nicole Varner and Zoe Everett Abrahamson. This was Zoe's episode, but her friend Alexa just decided to come on and kind of hop on in halfway through, and ended up being a really good episode, and we talked about a little all over the place. So do bear with me here. We kind of jump around a lot, and it's a really good conversation, guys. Thanks for tuning in and enjoy. Don't be nervous.
Nothing fancy, really. Boise, born and raised. Went to Bora.
Right.
Graduated in 13. So it's been like a hot second, but nothing crazy. Traveled here and there, but I've always pretty much lived in Boise.
So you're a Boise born
Yeah.
and bred
Mhm.
all
Yeah.
day.
Yep. My family's
Okay.
all from Idaho. Got family all over the state,
Right.
and I like living here. Definitely traveled to a lot of other cities and stayed in other countries, and it's a good place to be. I think
So
it's
that's one thing I can't really say is like I have never left the country ever.
Yeah, but you didn't totally grow
Ever.
up here either.
I
Because
didn't.
you're from Burbank, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to brag about that because it's like fucking a shithole. But and like I enjoy living here a lot more, and I don't like telling people that I'm not native, especially because I run a podcast
Yeah, but you went to
about
high school
locals.
here,
It's true.
and so you got here when you were pretty young, just bowling down at Westie's.
Oh, dude, I remember that. I had no fucking friends when I first moved here, and I would literally go down to Westie's
Like every day.
every fucking day
Like
and
every
just go
day.
bowling. I'd spend like $40 a day
Yeah.
on just bowling by myself.
He was
Shit you
definitely like
not.
one of the best bowlers ever, but I remember we went one time, and I'm definitely not a great bowler. I was like,
I still
oh,
have my own bowling balls.
yeah.
I
Like he
still
had the
do.
whole thing, the whole set. I'm like,
I mean, I'm a
Okay.
good looking guy sometimes, but like that's one thing to turn off anybody. Yeah, dude, I fucking bowl.
he like does the whole
fucking
wind
bowl
up.
hard.
He's like
Oh, the
going
full
at the angle and like got the twist and like.
and like I played. Actually, no, I didn't at the time. This is before I even played football. I think
I don't remember you playing football.
when we were together in high school, I played football after that. Then maybe
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think you played
because
when.
I didn't want to play here when I first moved here because like I knew how corn fed these motherfuckers all are, and I was like, there's no fucking way that you're gonna get me in a fucking football field with these guys.
Yeah,
Like,
and you went to Capital too. There were some beefy dudes
dude,
there.
Capital was the fucking state championship fucking dude. No. And then like my first day, actually, like my whole first week, I shit you not, in high
Mhm.
school, like I was the kind of fucking person that like coming from California, nobody liked.
Right.
And it wasn't me.
Right.
It wasn't really anything I did. It was just where I came from.
right.
And like, you ever seen the movies where people eat in the stalls? I did
Like
that.
Mean Girls.
I
That's
did
like
that.
the most classic.
The first day because I got so many like hardcore eyes
Why wouldn't you just eat in your car?
because I didn't have a car at the time. So I just like walked around and fucking I was like, this is
Oh.
fucking lame. And like it just felt really uncomfortable. And then finally, like I
Right.
just went and found some spot on like the side of the school and just was like, all right, this is tight. Nobody can fucking
Got
see
my little
me.
sack lunch. Your
Yeah,
mom
dude,
packed it
and,
for
like,
you.
I was the first kid in my high school to ever wear a bro tank. Ever.
Yeah, that's all you wore.
Ever. I was the first kid
was
at Capital
like-
High School to rock a fucking tank top. And they're like, dude, men can wear tank tops. Whoa, dude.
What?
Whoa. And like, I probably did this to myself by wearing a tank top that says, cool story, babe, go make me a sandwich. And I'm like, dude, God, I was such a fucking idiot. Such an idiot. But so basically, like the reason I wanted to bring you on is for one, because you know me well. You've known me for a long time.
In
And
a hot minute.
failed to connect to server. I just hit the space bar for no reason. I shouldn't have did that. But that's okay. That's fine. Where was I? Bring me
You
back.
wanted to bring me on.
I wanted to bring you on the show because sorry, brains. I wanted to bring you on the show because I just recently changed my theme or my slogan to
Right.
do as the locals do.
Yeah.
And I was I heard that from my friend. He Pete actually. He was in town for the weekend and I
Mhm.
showed this fucking kid the time of his life.
You're like, all right.
I
I
absolutely
know
will.
every bartender at every bar. I got all these places down. Here you go.
Like,
This is
so
where you gotta eat.
he's a little younger. They're like 21, like a couple of my friends, and I actually
Okay.
met him through raving and gloving, you know, because you know how I used to do that weird shit?
Mhm.
No,
Yeah.
like, so I'm like oddly enough known around the rave scene around here as Ghost. People call like people who
Watch out
I've
for
never met
Ghost.
before will meet up with me again and say, "Hey, Ghost." And I'm like, God, I forget that used to be my fucking thing. You know, because I actually have a Facebook page for
Get out.
my gloving. It has like 300 likes. Like fucking, I was a public figure for a bit on gloving.
Yeah.
Fucking
I
stupid.
mean, when you started gloving, everyone was kind of just getting into it. I remember.
Oh yeah, I did it before it was cool. Like 10 fucking years
yeah.
ago, I got
He's
called
the OG
Sparkle Fingers in
glover.
high school. Like people, they'd be like, "What's up, Sparkles? You gonna whip out the gloves today?" And I'm like, "Fuck you."
You always had him though.
I did. I always had. I would whip
them
them out at parties, and like all my friends would be like, "Fucked up," like, "Oh, this is kind of cool." And then Monday they'd be like, "Fucking faggot." Like, cool, man. Sick, tight, love it.
Yeah.
But so I showed this kid the time of his life. Like we were just originally, we all like got together and, you know, did some Molly and, you know, theoretically did some Molly.
Yeah.
I'm not going to.
You don't really remember.
Yeah.
A lot of brain injuries.
Remember, guys, no, this whole show is all for comical purposes. And all the stories you hear on here are not true. So we did some Molly and basically just gloved all night, you know, and hung out and did this stuff. And they're like, dude, my friend's in town for just 2 days, man. I was like, I made it my personal mission to show this kid the time of his fucking life in Boise.
Yeah.
You know, and like started with just taking him to like 4 of the different bars, like just how I know everybody in Amsterdam, this, that, and another. And one of my friends hits me up at Amsterdam and was like, "Hey, dude, we're having an after party at the strip club with all the bartenders and cocktails at Amsterdam. You should roll through." And I'm like, "Oh, dude, this is fucking perfect," you know? And so I'm like, "Hey, dude, like, you want to go to the strip club?" And he's like, "Oh, fuck yeah. I didn't even know there were strip clubs in Idaho, dude. Like, let's fucking go." And so I take him there, right? And like, I didn't tell him that I knew anybody there. And we show up, and the first fucking person who walks up to me is David Munson in his suit, and he like shakes my hand. He's like, "Casey, it's so good to see you, dude." And they're all there partying, and my buddy's just like, "Dude, who the fuck are you, dude?" And I'm like, "Dude, it's only because I used to work with them, right?"
Right.
And the general manager of Satindall is my buddy Jimmy, and he comes up to me. He's like, "What's up, dude? I haven't seen you in like a week, bro." Like, not from hanging out there. Because I hang out with him outside of the club. Like, I actually, like, if you count how many times I've gone to Satindall's in the last 6 months, it's maybe twice.
Maybe twice,
maybe
just casually.
It's still twice. Hey, man, I'm a single guy. I have friends that like the party, you know, and we go to the strip club sometimes. But so I take them there, and like I know the front desk girl, and all the people that I know there are from
front desk.
They have a bar that sells monsters, I guess, and then I guess it's not a front desk, but the monster girl.
So the receptionist checked me into Sandals.
Yeah, I was a real VIP that night, dude. You know, fucking.
She's on her little.
So, do as the locals do. What do you do? What is your thing?
So right now I work at Gaston's Bakery. That's kind of my gig. I've worked for him for going on 8 years now. But now this year with COVID, so it's been a while. So
I remember seeing you at the Saturday market.
Yeah.
Every Saturday I'd go down there, and it would piss off my ex-girlfriend every fucking time we would go to the market. I remember one time she came home from the market when she went with her dad, and she's like, "I saw my ex and I saw your ex." Her whole day was fucking ruined. Whole day was ruined, and you didn't do fucking anything. It's hilarious. You're walking around,
here we are.
I guess, ruining people's days, and you don't even know it. And it's kind of crazy to see you. Which one, huh?
Which one?
Becca.
I never
Bitchy Becca. Becca.
Oh, I never remember seeing her down there. I've seen her.
Like, nah, dude, that would ruin her fucking day, man. Absolutely.
She hated me.
I don't know why.
She hated
fucking
me.
Dude, we're just friends. Like, it's kosher. Like, completely kosher. And and we dated in fucking high school, and this just ruined this girl's fucking day.
A summer.
Yeah.
Like literally a summer.
Yeah, and I mean, love her to death. Poor girl. You know, it sucks to be mad at shit like that.
Good to her. Hope she's well. Never actually really met her, but
it was cool to see you come from the Saturday market, you know, just selling bread in the morning to managing the whole fucking bakery. Like, it's tight.
Yeah. No, so I started in high school. We just wake up really early. It was back when he had the restaurant Cafe de Paris, which was like a
Right.
staple restaurant in downtown Boise. So I started there. Like the bakery was in the basement. You go in, there'd
Mhm.
like be some heavy metal, like
Right.
screamo playing. I'm like, it's like 6:15 in the morning. I'm like, all right, hello, good morning.
I've seen the bakers there, man. There's some
Oh,
cool cats for
there's some.
sure.
Oh
There's
yeah,
some
there's some
cool
cool people
cats.
just chain smoking on their breaks. Like they were all cool though. So I'd go in, push the racks downtown, and this year, obviously with COVID, everything
Mhm.
kind of got shut down. Then I've been a server forever. All that got shut down too. And so Matthew like brought me on and was like, "Hey,
Right.
you want to come do a little bit more at the bakery, get a little bit more involved?" And I've been loving it. So
And so what exactly like is your position? Would you let him out again? He just wants to go out, man.
look
He's
at him, look at his face.
he's being needy because he knows he can be because you guys are here. He's got no leeway with me. I won't ever give him any. That's right. You're a good boy. That's a good dog.
He knows. He's like, she's coming. She's got a coat. She's gonna let me out.
I mean, I'm a tile mason, but like if I could do something for a hobby, I would definitely be a baker. Like I bake a lot. I make
Yeah, you
stuff from
definitely
scratch.
cook. Like you love it.
Who's that?
Who's what? Oh,
Dylan Godfrey, what's up, brother? Thanks for tuning in, man. What? That's why I go live on the Instagram, so people can make it more interactive.
I like it. It's cool.
I didn't originally start doing that until I realized how hard it was to get these like large file, high quality videos onto Instagram. Until I started realizing, oh, dude, I'm just gonna go live, and then it records the whole live and then saves it on your phone, so you can just post it on there later
Done.
as Instagram TV.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like if you're watching on Instagram, you don't get the high quality audio, you don't get the HD video, and luckily for you guys, I just got a new phone today. Fuck yeah, the old phone was not doing the job, but
It looked a little beat up.
and yeah, if you do watch it on the Instagram, like the audio still sounds really good for being off an iPhone mic, but like
No.
do yourself a favor, guys. Like if you like the show, if you've watched the show, if you've seen it on Instagram, go listen on Spotify, go watch on YouTube, any of that. Like the YouTube is an actual, like it's the same audio that you get on the Spotify, on Apple, on everything.
Yeah.
And the craziest thing is like the hardest part about the podcast was getting it on Apple. Believe it or not, getting my
I'm not that surprised by that.
It was hard. It took me fucking like 3 weeks of research trying to figure out how to do it, getting approved, like making accounts. Like it was like
all the accounts, all the passwords, all this, the emails,
oh yeah,
approve this. Yeah.
It was a major process, and I'm just glad that it's gone as far as it has. Like I'm not making any money on this podcast. I'm breaking even, if that. And I'm like, if anything, the experiences that I'm getting are what I'm being paid with. Like I get the opportunity to bring people on, and like another buddy of mine has a friend in town for a couple days, and he actually asked if we can reschedule this podcast today and if he could have came on. Yeah, and I was like down with it, but then they never like followed through with all their stuff and all this shit, and I was like whatever. But it's really cool that when somebody does come into town for the weekend or whatever, I get an opportunity to give them this platform to go talk, like explain themselves, do whatever they want to do. And like, not a lot of people have the opportunity to voice how they feel or voice their concerns, and originally when I was going to have you on, we were going to talk about some mushrooms and like, and your biology degree and just kind of like where you're going with that, what you want to do with that. And even if you see yourself using it right now with where you're going.
So right now, I'm definitely happy at Gaston's. I foresee myself being there for the next few years. It's been a really, God, I started there full time. But yeah, we need some vino.
Thank you. I love it when Camden's here because like Camden's so good. He'll top off the wine. He'll do the cameras. He'll Google stuff, and he's just really busy lately. So I haven't been hitting him up to come do cameras, but my buddy Jared also offered to produce this for me as well, but it's crazy that you have to have like a whole ass producer to be running all this shit. Like you saw how long it took me to get all the cameras up.
Yeah.
And that was like, you got here and I'd already been setting everything up for like a couple hours. And then it's a fucking process. But so mushrooms, biology, you're right now, you're at the bakery, you're happy there, but like, where would you have wanted to take it with your biology degree?
So, okay, well, originally I wanted to go into biology because I wanted to be a zookeeper.
That's right. You worked at the
Yeah,
zoo. I forgot
uh-huh.
about that.
Yeah, so I worked at Zoo Boise for 4 years, as a volunteer and then as an intern. So I basically was like what you would call a junior zookeeper, kind
Mhm.
of at the end. Got school credit for it, and so basically every week I would go and basically just have a full shift as a zookeeper. Get there, prep all your diets, go feed everyone, check on everyone, do your little enrichments and like some
Right.
training, and then clean up, go home, take a shower.
I think that was my favorite thing about you was the fact you worked at the zoo.
Yeah, I
I
don't
thought it was
yeah.
so fucking cool. I was like, dude, you get to feed fucking giraffes all day? Like, what?
They're dumb, so
What?
no, like, they're really cool, they're great animals, but they're not very intelligent,
No, so
so
legitimately, giraffes are kind of dumb?
oh, yeah. Yeah.
What? I would have never guessed.
No, they're just
And like, what way?
so we do a lot of training with the animals at the zoo, like, basically kinda helping them get adjusted to their lifestyles, and it's,
Right.
like, just training where it's like, "Hey, we just need you to move from, like, this area to this other area," like, being comfortable with us being close to you so we can, like, look at and make sure you don't have any, like, injuries or you're in good health, check your teeth, stuff like that. So with the giraffes, obviously, when you clean, there's a lot of most of the animals, I'd say you can't go into the exhibit.
Right.
So you've gotta train them like, "Okay, we're gonna move you over here now," and they
Right.
just you'll, like, go put their treats and they just stand like this, and they're just like,
Just fucking
"No,
clueless.
I'm good." So it's either they're dumb or they just, like, don't care at
They don't give a
all.
shit.
There's like, "Alright, cool, we're just gonna chill." We're like, "Can we please, like, get you to move?" We're like, "Hello." We're, like, waving to them, and they're
Right.
just like,
What was like the dumbest thing a giraffe has ever done for you?
nothing really that
Nothing
dumb. Like,
significant?
they I didn't work with them as much as I did other animals, so I was mostly in the primates area
Right.
and kind of like small animal kingdom and stuff like that. But I've taken care of them a few times, and they're really just they don't really have much personality. I don't know if
Right.
it's just because I didn't work with them enough, but they're nice. It's not like they're mean or anything. It's just they're like, all right, we're just here. I'm just gonna kind of lounge about. So
So I remember the Boise Zoo is like they do a really good job with what they've got.
yes, like space wise, is that what you
Yeah,
mean?
they don't have a
Yeah.
lot of space. They don't have a lot of like animals in general, but it's like if you ever come through Boise, it's a cool thing to go check out. I mean, don't compare it to the LA Zoo or anything, but
I've never been to the LA Zoo, but I've
it's
been
tight.
to
It's
San
fucking
Diego
tight.
Zoo, been to Honolulu Zoo, been to zoos in Paris, been to zoos in like Korea. Like I've been to zoos all over the world.
Right. Oh, fuck.
Chicago, like everywhere.
Yeah.
Portland, the Portland Zoo is actually great.
I
But
haven't been to the LA Zoo since I was probably like
yeah, I haven't been to that
7 or
one.
like 8.
So
And it was cool as fuck. It was cool as fuck. And I also remember when I was a kid, they were doing a fuckload of construction. Like it was like pretty much entirely under remodel.
oh yeah.
You know,
Well, you
so
have
by
to update
now,
all the time. So a lot of zoos, like credible zoos, they are in this like AZA program. And
mhm,
it's basically just saying like, hey, we are ethical, like we go by these standards that update all the
mhm,
time, like we give them this amount of space, they get this amount of treatment, like all this other stuff, like this quality of food and so on and so forth. So you
right.
are always like constantly remodeling, which is good. um
So and what is that? It's like a financial aid kind of thing or a
no,
program?
it's more like a the way I think of it, like in terms of food, because I've just been dealing with food for a long time, it's
Right,
like it's almost like getting like your organic certification kind of. It's just like a stamp of like, hey, this is like a better facility, or this is it's kind of
right.
like
Seal of
ratings.
approval.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I believe you have to pay for it. Um, and then yeah, you just get featured on their like website. Essentially, it's just an organization. I'm pretty sure it's just like a
Right,
nonprofit. Like, hey, these guys treat their animals ethically and they follow our code that
right.
we believe is like the standard.
Okay.
So, and I would say that most zoos and aquariums in the US try to go for that. Like that's kind of how I remember when the aquarium opened here.
I love the Boise Aquarium. Hence, I have a fucking saltwater fish tank in my living room. I'm a huge fish
Yeah.
nerd.
When they
Huge fish nerd.
yeah, so when they opened, remember that they weren't certified, and that was kind of I don't know, like the talk was like, "Hey, like, are they doing everything correct?" I've been there a couple times, and I think it's cool, and I
Right.
think it's just something that you just have to work
My
on.
buddy Miles, who's actually hooked me up with like 90% of my fish tank.
Mhm.
He used to work at the fish aquariums and stuff store in Boise. And I was talking to him one day, and he's like, "No, dude, I actually set up half of that aquarium." I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "No, they like
dope.
I know the owners of the Boise Aquarium, because he's such a like an avid wildlife, you know, I guess I don't know what the word to call it.
Enthusiast? I don't know.
Sure, wildlife enthusiast, aquarium enthusiast. Would you give him some attention? He's being so needy. I'm sorry.
Hi. Hello.
You have been. It's been amazing. Thank you so much. What's wrong, sir?
He went to and peed 3 times.
Dude, I haven't fed you anything other than your dog food too, so I know you don't have the runs. Like, you're good.
Oh, it was solid.
Oh,
And you can go find it tomorrow.
I do it like once a week. I'm horrible. I'm the worst. I'm also the only one with a dog in this entire area, so like they know it's me. And like, what do you fucking do? Yes. I'm gonna ask you one time. Lay down.
I'm pretty sure you just rolled his eyes. He's like,
No.
Okay.
No. And all right, so Boise Aquarium, back to where we were at.
So I haven't been in a couple of years.
It's really cool, man. It's honestly, because I'm somebody who's a big fish tank enthusiast, like I love going there and checking it out and just seeing everything they have. I mean, so what kind of entails your biology degree? I have no fucking idea. What's involved with that? Like where can you go work? Like what is your
Okay, so biology is one of the most broad. It's not like an English major. It's not like
Right.
chemistry. It's not like this, which chemistry is still pretty broad. So basically, to be a zookeeper, you don't always have to have a degree, but it's usually recommended.
Right.
It's that whole cycle of like you need the degree to get the job, but then you need the experience. Like it's the whole
Right.
thing. So I went into biology. First, I went to University of Hawaii.
Right.
And so I wanted to go specifically into zoology. They dropped their program. So I just went into regular biology, basically just taking your gens. And then I kind of went the environmental route. And then when I transferred back to Boise State, it's a little bit different now. They structured it, I think, 2014.
Right.
Or no, like 2017 or 2018, sorry, to be totally different. So you used to have like 8 different emphases that you could go into. So you could go into ecology, you could go into environmental, you could go into microbiology, you could just do general biology, you could do
And what biology is yours then?
environmental.
Environmental biology.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's
So
pretty
that's
much
like your emphasis. So basically you just get like your general biology degree
Mhm.
and then your extra classes essentially are just all, it's just kind of, there's a lot of overlap. So they've restructured it now where I believe it's just microbiology, a general biology degree, and then an environmental.
Right.
Because ecology and environmental are so close. And then they got a new department at BSU when I was there. It's called HES. It's Human Environment Systems.
Okay.
That's essentially just studying. It's like ecology, but more towards like cities and communities and planning and that sort of thing. So versus like getting dropped off in the boonies and looking at what's going on out there. So I went that route.
Okay.
And my classes were kind of all over the place. So I focused a little bit in GIS, which is a big money thing in biology.
Okay.
And that's basically, to dumb it down, is like just map making, essentially.
Okay.
So it's more like computer programming, which is why I didn't go into it further.
Right.
I can use ArcGIS and I can use other different free GIS things and I understand it. But essentially it's just you have someone that's collecting data points like GPS coordinates or whatever and different data things. And then in these programs, you can map and see like, okay, here's this. I want to know like how many points meet this criteria and it will lay it all out for you.
Right.
So a bunch of different organizations use it. You can even use it like in real estate.
Right.
They'll do it with demographics and stuff like that. And then did some soil science stuff. And then I got into mycology as well, which is what you and I had talked about before. And I just took a semester of it, but it was great. Dr. White at BSU was the coolest professor ever.
Right.
He's like this old, well, he's not that old, but I'm like, sorry. I was like, he's not that old, but he's like this cool, like
hippie dippy
Canadian.
Oh,
like,
interesting.
He's just
Does he have the accent and everything?
No, he's from
Canadian accents make me happy.
He is from, sorry, I don't know Canada
Escobar.
that well. Like far, far east. just like this little coastal kind of, I don't know, I'm guessing it's very cold.
Right.
But yeah, definitely more towards the Atlantic side. But he and his wife are super cool. I've seen them a couple times, like at the co-op or like
Right,
whatever.
right.
They're both really nice people, but he is so passionate about fungus and mushrooms and teaching his class. He's definitely kind of all over the place, and a little scatterbrained. So a lot of the classes are free for all. So he'll kind of ask each semester, like, what do you guys want to learn about? Like, what is it that interests you? And then he kind of tries to cater that semester towards that class. So it's cool. So we focused kind of on micro fungi and macro. So basically,
Okay.
micro would be like your yeast, your stuff that you're not really seeing, and then
Right.
macros like your typical what you're thinking of, like mushrooms that you can collect. So at the end of the semester,
So you learned a whole lot about all that then.
Yeah. Yep. And it was great. I loved it. I would take the class again. Like we would go out and we would go foraging, and then we would do lab work on purifying fungus, which is extremely difficult,
Right, right,
especially on like a budget.
right.
It's like we don't have like these fancy labs, like we don't have all the like crazy sanitation, so you're like burning your tools and like cooling
Right.
them and then doing so. And when you're working with open petri dishes, it's like there's so much fungus that's in the air all the time, and it's kind of cool to see it because you don't really think about it. People think fungus is like this big taboo thing, but it's literally
I mean,
all over.
if you drive up to Riggins, Idaho, and you want to get shot, you can go find a whole lot of mushrooms up there. You heard about that? You can literally, it's whatever they feed the cows up there, causes the magic mushrooms to grow like
like psilocybin.
Yeah, they grow like a motherfucker up there.
Okay.
And it took a long time, but people finally started to find this out. You know, so the farmers out there will straight shoot your ass for trying to go pick the mushrooms off the cow poop.
That's funny.
Yeah, like whatever they feed these cows, man, they just magic mushrooms everywhere.
Well, the other thing is too, it's probably not even everything that they feed them. It's like in the soil, like in the grass and
that's
stuff.
true.
Like it's
true.
been there forever. So it's like the mycelium of those mushrooms is probably already in the soil.
Right.
And it's just been there for years. And so when you get the manure, it's creating that environment for it to grow.
An
and
ideal,
sprout.
yeah.
Yeah. So most of like fruity, like mushroom, fruiting body type things, most of their life is actually in mycelium, which is essentially just like their roots. And so they're just underground all the time or in their substrate or whatever. And then when you create the perfect environment, like it rains or
And they
there's
just
a fire.
happen to grow.
Yeah. And so it's almost like a flower on a tree. So it's like that's its way to release its, well, like zygospores and all this stuff. But like
no, get into it. Like this is a place to do it.
Basically
get into it.
like the pollen of fungus. So yeah, so if there's a bunch of cow patties on the field, it's creating that like moist environment.
Right.
There's nutrients there. There's all this stuff. It's more controlled. And so
I didn't know any of this until my friend recently. Would you let him out again?
Oh.
He's never done this. This is like a new thing for him. I swear on my dog. He's not that needy normally. Sorry, people. My dog is being extremely needy today, and all of you who are out there are probably dog lovers, so you understand. He just wants some attention, or I don't know. He just wants to go out. You going out there with him? You don't need to.
No, he'll be fine.
It's cold. What?
Literally just be out there by himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good boy. I mean, still keep an eye on him, but
He'll come back though when he wants to come inside. when
He's a little
cold.
fucker,
He'll
dude.
he's like, excuse me, I would like to come back inside now.
No, it's really funny because like I had a party here one time and it was pouring snow.
Just one party.
I've had a few parties here. It was pouring fucking snow, and like my friend of mine, Hannah, she's in love with my fucking dog, and I was like, don't let the dog out anymore. He's just being fucking needy. Like he doesn't need to go potty, you know. And she's like, oh, I feel so bad. I'm gonna let him out. Dude, she lets my dog out and forgets about him, right? And it's pouring snow outside. There's a full white layer everywhere.
Like how it's been like the last night, basically.
No, worse. It was pouring
like
snow.
Snowmageddon.
Yeah, it was white out everywhere. It was just white. It was sticking too. So, you know, I think what happened is he got discombobulated and just didn't realize like where he was at. And like, I was so mad at this girl. I was like, dude, like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? Like, I said one thing, and it was, if you're gonna let my fucking dog out, keep a fucking eye on him, you know? And it's like, I am a nice fucking guy. I am a very nice fucking guy, but little shit will just be like, dude, come on, like, figure it out,
Right.
you know? And Yeah, like, come on, man. Like, my dog could be fucking hit by a car right now. Like, all kinds of things could happen. And so we're all fucking out there, Gatsby, looking for him. And he just comes running from like fucking clear down the way,
It's like out in the boonies.
Oh yeah, and he's in the middle of the road too, running because he's just all snow out. He has no fucking idea. It's like 3 a.m, and he's just happier than a motherfucker. Like, dude, I just went on an adventure. And I'm like, dude, you're cute, but I'm fucking mad. You want to hit the close on that? Or actually, Lex, would you plug it in for me?
Yeah.
What's up? I just got the phone today, so there's a brand new charger. Fucking sweet. Fucking sweet. Who joined the live?
We're both looking. We're like,
hi, it's nice to see you. Even though I can't see you.
We're like old and blind. We're like,
oh, I do that every time. If you watch the Instagram live of me, I'm like, there's like 7 times where I just go like, oh hey. But for real,
cool.
Who's it?
I don't know.
Can you read it?
I don't know. I can't see. I'm blind.
Okay. So, Riggins, I think Idaho is where we were at.
Yeah. It's not that far from here. I love Riggins. You drive through there all the time.
Right.
Go rafting, all that stuff. Hell's
Or pick
Canyon.
mushrooms. So what, like, can mushrooms, they don't grow in the cold, right? It's got to be like a summertime thing, like.
So all mushrooms are different. So I mean, think about like lichen.
Psilocybin mushrooms specifically. I just like drooled. You see that? Was so ugly.
Sexy.
Oh yes. Fuck yeah, dude. Suave.
So I don't know too much specifically about psilocybin mushrooms growing because obviously they don't grow them in
college.
Well, no,
They don't
just
tell you
like
how to- they don't
no,
teach
like
you how to
in
grow 'em?
labs that much, and you actually like can't cultivate all mushroom or all fungus species in, like you can't do morels, you can't grow them.
Really?
That's why they're so sought
Sought out,
after
yeah.
and rare in a sense.
I've
because they
actually
have to
never
be.
had a morel mushroom. I've heard so many good things about them.
Oh, they're great. I love them. So we'll next year. So typically you want to go kind of like springtime, and after fire season is kind of the best. I know some
We're
spots.
being laughed at for trying to see who it was.
Sorry, we're blind. I don't
We
know.
tried, dude.
I'm like tilting my head. I'm like, God.
I'm happy you're here. Thanks.
But I would say, obviously, I'm not a mushroom expert. For the most part,
you're
though.
more of an expert than I am.
For the most part, though, yeah, you're gonna need that like warm environment.
Right. So driving up the Riggins right now is probably not the move.
no.
There's a season for it, right?
No. And I can't remember. There used to be also it's like not. It's so dry in Idaho too.
Right.
That's the thing. They need moisture.
They like humidity.
Yeah, they like humidity. But there was a university in Washington. I don't know if it was UW or just like a small state one. She's gonna go look for the dog.
Where does he like to go?
Just yell for him.
Use your dad voice.
Go to the right. Oh God, my dog is being high maintenance today.
I
Oh my
know.
gosh,
He's
he's so
like-
pretty, but fuck, man, he knows it. So he just walks around and he's like, I'm gonna go fucking be an asshole because dad's busy.
Right?
That's fucking ridiculous.
He's like, this is what you get for not hanging out with me today.
No, he's deprived. I haven't been home all this week. Poor guy. I've only been like able to take him out and like walk him a little bit. Like I haven't. Unfortunately, I went up to like Idaho City last night. And I try to bring him with me every time, and I just didn't get to bring him with this time. And he knows.
Oh, that
He
sucks.
smelled it. He smelled it on me when I
He
came
knew.
home. He
He's
was like,
like-
"You son of a bitch, dude."
He's side eyeing you. He's like,
Total side eyeing me.
Okay.
And but yeah, I've never like tried morel mushrooms. I've heard of them. I've seen my friends
Oh,
go
yeah.
picking them. What is the best time of year in Idaho? Maybe if you
Spring.
spring.
So usually it's like the best after like a fire season. I believe you can get them in fall. But usually kind of like late spring.
Right.
Late spring is kind of your bet. And I know a couple spots, so next year we'll go. You don't
should
ever,
take me.
You don't
Take
share
me.
your spots with anyone, but you like keep it close and
Right.
get your anti-tick stuff on and you dive in there and you go cut them down.
Dude, ticks, man. I didn't even think about that. Fuck.
Yeah. So, because you really got to like get in there. Like when you're looking for mushrooms, like you're stepping into everything and really,
Right.
Yeah.
Because they grow in a lot of weird different spots.
Yeah. But yeah, so typically like spring is great because it rains so much.
Right.
Right. So you're getting that saturation in the
Right.
soil and everything. Yeah, no, we'll go. It'll be good. Psilocybin though, not.
Well, you don't have to. We don't have to look for those. I don't want
I
you to
didn't
get
even.
shot.
I didn't even know about them in Riggins. But what I was saying earlier was I can't remember what university it was, but they used to just grow like rampant all over campus, and so they had to spend like tens of thousands of dollars on their
What?
on their landscaping stuff. It's really difficult to get rid of fungus.
Right.
Like I don't know if you ever had like
Wait, were
athlete's
these and
foot
these
or like anything else.
were
but
these
it's, like,
morel mushrooms or what kind of
they were
mushrooms?
psilocybin mushrooms.
Oh fuck!
Like on campus, like on a school
Oh,
campus,
fuck.
just like growing in like the berms and like out in the fields
What
and stuff.
the
and
fuck?
you know, it gets found out pretty quick.
I wish
but-
Lex was in here. I would have her Google that. Do you have your phone? Fucking Google it. Let's see.
Google it.
Let's figure it out.
But all right, let's see. It's gonna come up with some weird. Oh, it's on Among Us.
Guys, I don't know if you've heard about this game Among Us, but
Came out
you
like
know.
2 years ago.
Oh
so
fuck, man!
we're
new
late to the
me.
game. We're old. Just got into it.
Was he rolling around in some snow or what?
He was all the way out there.
Gatsby, are you done now? Did you get your snow play in? He's a big white dog and he loves snow. He loves snow. All right, so we were just talking about a campus that had a bunch of mushrooms growing on it. Like a college campus.
I
Like
know.
psilocybin mushrooms growing all over, and they had to spend like tens of thousands of dollars to demushroom the campus.
In a lab or like?
No,
No,
like
like,
all
it
over
was, like,
campus.
out,
They were
yeah.
just growing everywhere. She's Googling it right now. You should try to Google it
It's
too.
because it's kind of hard to find Washington.
Is in Washington?
I'm gonna
just
say
say,
college. The
college-
problem is like with Oregon
Google
right now.
college infested with mushrooms. Google that.
Yeah, but everything's about decriminalization right now. Because
I know,
it's
so it's gonna be
like-
hard. Let's talk about that a little bit. Holy shit!
I know. I'm happy.
Dude.
It's about time.
Fuck, dude, an hour away. An hour away.
ASU.
ASU, is that what it is?
There's Albany.
Was it Albany?
There's also Penn State mushroom that had a fungus among us.
A fungus among
A
us?
fungus among us.
No, I think it's
Sorry,
about
guys,
time
I
with
didn't
it.
hook up Lex's mic because I didn't know she was gonna be awesome and like be here. So I do have it right there, but it's or somewhere around here.
Gatsby ate it.
Do you feel better now? Did you get it out of your system, guy? Fucking A, dude. He's never just
He's
like,
literally just staring him down. It's like
I love you.
he's butthurt.
I love you. So, did you figure it out yet? No pressure. No pressure at all. We're only waiting on you to continue the conversation.
I honestly wish I could remember what it was, but it was, I mean, maybe it was Oregon, but I was pretty sure it was Washington. Mushroom.
Mushroom hunting map.
Hey, let's click it. Let's see what we got. Oh, that's pretty cool.
So, what other mushrooms other than morels are like ones that you would go hunting for and eat?
Oyster.
Yeah, oyster mushrooms. those are,
Oyster
like, the most common.
mushrooms?
They're like pretty easily identified.
They grow on like trees.
You can do, I mean, you could just grow oyster mushrooms underneath your sink if you wanted to. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for the other mic.
You put it somewhere.
It's right there. Here. Yeah. That thing right there. And that's
I'm watching my wine. I'm like,
Yeah, please do. If I knock it over, fucking yell at me.
hey, hot dog breath. What's up?
My dog is a hot dog. I'll tell you what. This is quite the process, all of this, if you haven't noticed. I've put a lot of love. I've put a lot of love and work into this. Well, I also, like, after every episode, I have to break it down.
Break it down.
I was hoping one of you were going to make a joke. Do you know I'm a break dancer? Let's fucking go.
You were not a break dancer.
Fuck, no, I'm not a break
I was gonna
dancer.
say, I was like, pretty
I-
sure I remember that about you. You were not.
I can tut like a motherfucker, but I'm not a break dancer. All right, Lex. There you go. If you talk, just talk into that. And also, would you fix it so it doesn't fall? The balance of it? I don't know. Now it's perfect. But if you talk, just talk into that, because there's this really weird thing that I've noticed that when people are in the room and like you go listen to the show after, somebody talking in the background is really annoying.
Oh yeah.
Like if you're gonna talk, your voice is amazing, but if your voice is gonna be in the show, have your voice in the show. You know, like if you're gonna say, Oh, I just Googled this one thing. Say it into the mic because you have a beautiful voice. Why not let everybody listen to it?
Thank you.
Let's try that again.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh,
You're
there
very
we
welcome.
go.
Beautiful.
Hello.
Perfect.
I can't find anything on this, but
Hey, you know what?
they took it
Let's
off.
try
They
it.
didn't want the liability. They're like,
That makes a lot of sense though.
oh yeah.
Actually, there you go. You can just talk into it when you do, and then you can turn it off when you're done. There's an off button on the mic. You just set it on the table. You don't need it.
Poor Lex is like covered in wires right now. She's like,
Oh, dude, I know. I'm telling you guys, like, this is a full-time gig. Just getting the fucking mics up and just getting everybody like set up, the camera set up. Like, I usually have 2 cameras running too, and she would be switching the cameras back and forth for us. But for some reason, I had some fucking technical difficulties today.
Snoop Dogg in there.
Oh, yes.
Snoop
Let's
Dogg
talk about
wine.
this. So Zoe, amazing Zoe Everett, Abrahamson, my favorite, fucking brought me
Snoop
the
Dogg
best
wine.
wine. So 19 Crimes, anybody who knows me, is one of my favorite fucking wines ever.
Yeah.
And
Should
I
I
have
call
like
you
all of them up on my fucking wine rack just because they're rad. And she shows up with one I haven't tried yet today. And I'm like, no fucking way, dude. And how did you know that I liked it?
I know you. You told me. Been
All right,
over.
cool.
You
All right,
have
cool.
like the bottles in your kitchen. I'm like, all right, let's go.
I've got the.
I went
got
to that. I was
every
like, I know he
kind.
likes red, so I went to the red section. I was like,
I have every kind of
Perfect.
19 Crimes on a little wine rack.
now
Granted,
you'll have it, the full set.
I don't even have room for it now. I don't know where I'm gonna put this one. I have to take one of them down. But this is like a limited edition one. But the thing is, I don't know how much Snoop fits in with the look of the other ones on the rack.
Yeah, but he's the center.
I don't think there's ever a time in my life where I would look at a bottle of wine and see Snoop Dogg's face on it and buy it.
That's
You
what
know
I'm
what I
saying,
mean? Like this
gotta
is
show
he
'em.
picked the perfect bottle or the perfect company to endorse. Because they're very like suave wine. It's not like he's like on the front of a fucking Snoop Dogg's red wine. You know what I mean? Like it's an interesting they chose Cali Red and then put a picture of Snoop Dogg on the front. But if you guys get the chance,
D-O-double-G.
19 Crimes, phenomenal wine. It's out of Australia. Fucking give it a try. It's beautiful.
I know. So it doesn't really have that much information about it.
Remember, don't be afraid to yell at your mic. Talk into it.
Just says origin, California. That's it.
So this one's not a Australian wine, then, no?
Mm-mm. Doesn't.
No, the
What?
company's out of Australia. Smart ass.
I know this.
Thanks, Legs.
Yeah, it really doesn't say anything. Doesn't say the blend. Nothing.
Just a bunch of fancy letters and writing. That's about it.
This is Cal 19. All right.
Yeah, dude. Doesn't say product. It says product of USA.
It's like, yeah, we got that much.
So 19 Crimes is out of Sonoma, California. Would you grab one of the other bottles up there?
Okay, I'm looking it up.
And it's right above the sink.
Oh, Petite Syrah.
Ooh, I love Syrah.
Zin.
I love Syrah so much. My probably Syrah and Cabernet are my 2 like fucking favorites. Thank you, love.
Splash of Merlot.
You're such an awesome producer. Thank you so much for your help.
Getting us some vino.
No, yeah, 19 Crimes. Wow, it's out of Sonoma.
Well, that's, yeah, probably just like their main
No, this one,
distributor,
no. This one actually says wine of Australia. This one doesn't. Look, it
Yeah.
says imported and bottled by.
Snoop's on their main page.
So yeah, Sonoma, California is the company that also imports it, but this one is vinted and bottled by 19 Crimes in Sonoma. So they make this one in California, but the rest of them are all imports.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess you can't really make a Cali Red in Australia. I mean, you can try, but it wouldn't really be a California Red. It'd be an Australian California Red.
Yeah. Just says full and dense, strong black and blue. That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Fruit notes up front from the Petite Syrah, complemented by the bright red.
Do you want to try
slightly
it? There's a
candied
glass over there
fruit.
if you want to try it.
She's not a big vino girl, but she can try it. You can try mine.
There's 2 clean glasses on the counter.
HSU campus. Dude, that's
HSU, we found it, guys. We found the
Okay.
college. I hate to call you guys out, but fucking don't go growing mushrooms on your fucking lawn.
over 100 species that grow
didn't
in
like it?
HSU. Yeah, she's not a big wine girl.
Oh, that's why you made a comment about me drinking wine the other day.
Yeah, she's a beer girl.
Really? I drink the fuck out of beer, but I love wine. I'm an IPA. That's why I like red wines, because like I'm a big IPA drinker. You know, so like the bitter, like acidity go hand in hand for me. I love it.
I love vino and I hate beer.
I love Pacifico.
Really?
That's my favorite one.
Really? You have an amazing voice. Doesn't you have a good voice?
Yeah, I hang out there all the time.
Way better than talking in the corner of the room. Because if you're gonna talk, you might as well talk. You sound great.
Thank you.
You're very Alexa, Nicole Varner, and Zoe Everett Abrahamson, guys. Welcome to the show.
I'm a ghost. White sus.
White sus.
She's the
Dude, you guys
imposter.
in that fucking game, man. Like that is like
It's pretty fun. I like it a lot.
I've dreamt about it.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, that's how much we play.
Oh my god.
You literally dreamt about Among Us.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do I have to like add you guys as friends? Like
No.
So like we could either host a game or we could join a room, and each room that you're playing in, all the people, there's a code. So we could just give you the code.
Made a comment, what they say.
Did someone make a comment about a code? Are we gonna play right now? Goof asses.
Who said that?
I'm blind. So.
DC. I have no idea who's talking shit. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the feedback.
I like being a goof ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Better than being boring.
I'll
take
tell you
that.
what, dude.
So-
Like, I'm a goofy motherfucker.
I realize this.
Thanks. Thanks. I've only known you like a couple months now, and
Like 3 interactions.
every interaction with me is pretty goofy, huh?
Goofy. Yeah.
But memorable.
That's
Goofy,
true.
but memorable. I mean, I'm not the most suave. I'm not the nicest, and I'm not the meanest. But one thing I can say is I'm goofy.
You're pretty nice.
I'm-
You're pretty chill.
I'm selectively nice.
Mm.
I'm very selectively nice. I could be a fucking dick.
You've always been nice to me.
Well, duh. I
don't
like
think
you.
you've ever
You're, like,
been
one of my
mean to
favorite
me.
people.
I've noticed it's easy to make you laugh, for sure.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I have a good sense of humor, I'd like to say.
Yeah.
I try. I mean, I do write comedy, but I mean, I'm not good at
Sorry.
it. I write
That's
it. I don't
anything.
perform it. I mean, so the whole reason I started the podcast was because the pandemic, you know, and as much of a blessing as it has proven to be, you know, like if it wasn't for the pandemic, this would have never happened. I would have never made this a thing. And
I
I
would have
was,
paid off my credit card, so just kidding.
I mean, so I
True
was
though.
like hell bent on doing stand-up comedy. Like I want to do it. I'm still going to do it. And like, it's just really hard for aspiring comedians right now with everything going on. There's no fucking crowds that you can gather and do all this stuff. And so I couldn't find anywhere that's doing an open mic. So I was like, fuck, dude, like, what do I do? And I noticed like every comedian that I knew, breathe. Sorry. A lot of things going on at once. I forget to breathe sometimes. A lot of the comedians that I knew, fucking, shut up, Zoe. They fucking do podcasts. They have a podcast. They do their stand-up. They practice their stand-up through this platform, you know? And so that gave me the drive to be like, you know, I should probably start a podcast. And at the
Yeah.
time I had just broken my back and I was on like heavy bed rest for 2 months. And, you know, so what was that face?
Nothing.
Yeah, I broke my back and the pandemic hit. So I was literally just sitting on my ass. Like there was nothing I could do. I couldn't go to work. I couldn't do anything. And so at that time, I was living with my parents because I've lived here for like 4 years. But I went and moved back with my parents and like paid my rent here and stuff. But just to like get taken
Yeah,
care
you
of.
literally couldn't do anything.
I know. And it was
Could have
kind
hit
of,
me up. I would have brought you some soup.
I know. Well, what happened is, so like the first like 3 weeks, I literally couldn't get out of bed. Like it was that bad. And so I was with my parents for that. And then I was so fucking over being at my parents' house. I was like, dude, I'm going to take care of my fucking self. Take me fucking home. Like take me
You're like,
fucking
put
home
me on the dolly. Let's
right
go.
now. And then I think like a week after that was my birthday. I think so. Oh no, my accident was February 20th, 2020. And I went out on my birthday, March 3rd.
Yeah, I remember that. You had a cane. I saw your pictures. I didn't go out. Sorry. But
I'm
I
a
saw it.
psychopath.
Yeah, he was like out and about, just broke his back. I was like, what an idiot.
On a fucking cane. Well, I wasn't on painkillers anymore. So I was like, well, fuck, dude, I can drink, right? Right? Like, fuck.
Yeah, free country.
They gave me it because of the fact that long story short, I got a DUI. Fucking that's when I broke my back. Great. Sick. But because I got a DUI, they treated me like complete trash at the hospital. They were just like, dude, fuck you. Oh yeah, like
Oh,
entirely.
he was like almost dead.
oh yeah,
Like you literally could have died. I remember when you told me, I like literally got teary-eyed. I was like, oh my God. I texted my mom. I was like, Casey died, basically.
Yeah, so I was ejected out of my car going 90 miles an hour, and I landed on the side of the road on the grass, luckily. So that's what saved my life. And the crazy thing is, the only reason why I'm walking right now is because I didn't wear a seatbelt.
Yeah.
So I took this corner right here on Geckler like 90 miles an hour like an idiot because I went out drinking with my buddy all day. And so what happened was I was fucking day drunk, and I didn't realize that we've been drinking White Claws all day, so I didn't feel drunk. And so we went to Jim's Alibi right here. And I was like, yo, dude, fucking roll in the Jack in the Box on our way home. Like, we were in an Uber. And he's like, no, dude, I already lied to my girlfriend about being out this late. Fucking, we don't have time for that. This, that, and I was like, bro, I have no fucking food. I have been helping you move since 2 o'clock, and we are hammered. Like, I need to eat something.
Right.
I need to eat. He's like, no, fuck you. So I pull into my house, look at my keys. I'm like, oh, shit, dude. I can run the Jack in the Box by the time this alcohol hits me, because we just ripped a couple shots, you know, it had probably been like 10 minutes before that. And I have never drank and drove before this. Like, I am so
Yeah,
good.
I know. You were like always clean, like
Always good about it. Like, because I'm a bartender, like I'm certified bartender. I know tips, you know, I'm tips certified. You know, I know that you should gauge it off of how much you drink, not how you feel, you know, and that's my first mistake, you know. And so I fucking get the Jack in the Box. I'm like, all right, cool. Get my food, order $28 in food for myself.
oh shit.
28.
He's like, so I'll take 12 tacos,
I'll take an order of mini tacos. I'll do a burger, some curly fries.
Ooh, the curly
$28
fries.
myself, right? And I shit you not, my mom sends me a picture the next morning of my curly fries on the side of the road and says, was it worth it? I shit you.
Oh, I bet your mom was
fucking not.
pissed.
My mom was
I bet she
so
had like
mad.
a heart attack.
My mom was so fucking mad. So like,
Yeah.
basically, so what happens, right, is I get home, and I don't know what it was. I don't know if I had a death wish or if I was just fucking, my car was driving good. I don't know what it was. I just like hit 90. I was like, fuck it. Like, dude, my car is driving so good right now. Like, wow. You know, and
Ugh.
I hit the S turn that comes up right before my entrance, and I slam on the brakes and overcorrect. I roll my car twice. And I'm in an SUV, right?
Yeah.
So on the first roll, I get ejected out 20 feet, and then I land in front of a tree. My fucking car slams into this fucking tree and smashes the entire driver's side window in, like the whole fucking
Like
thing.
crunched.
Crushed.
It was.
I would have been dead 100%. 100%. I stood up after all this happened, tried to get back in the car, like, fuck, dude.
trying to
I'm
find
right
your
here.
phone. Like,
No, I was like, I'm right here. I am right here. I can see the office of my fucking
You get
apartment
in,
complex.
you're like starting it up. You're like, all right, let's just park this bitch.
Oh,
and,
no, literally. Like, and then I was like, fuck, first thought, ditch. Nobody saw. It's 3 a.m. It's a dark road. Ditch the fucking car. And I was like, shit, dude, my phone and my wallet, I can't find them anywhere right now. Cause like, then that's when I was like, oh, wait a minute. I got to call 911. This ain't good. Like my head was split open from here all the way back. Yeah. 10 staples in my head. And fuck it. So I feel my head. I'm like, oh, yeah, you're fucked, dude. And this is after I tried to get back in the car. I'm like, dude, I'm so close. Like, I'm fucking so close, right? And so then I jog from the accident to here, to my house. And I pound on my neighbor's door upstairs. And I say, Jack. And he's an old military vet. Jack. And they're all fucking freaked out. They're like,
Right.
this bloody dude's fucking pounding on our door at fucking 3 a.m. Like, what the fuck? And I was like, guys, it's Casey from downstairs. It's Casey. And they're like, who is it? And I'm like, it's fucking Casey, guys. I fucked up. I rolled my car, dude. I need you to call 911 right now. And I fucking passed out right in their fucking doorway.
Ugh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. EMT showed up. I was straight up with them. I said, yeah, I've been drinking. Yeah, I drove my car. Yeah, I fucked up. Get me to the hospital, dude.
You're like, I'm going to die.
I was like, all the bullshit aside, yes, get me fucking there, right? And they go to stand me up, because they knew that I had left the scene, so they thought I was okay. They go to stand me up. I'm like, whoa, something's not right. My back's fucked. Like, this isn't good. And they're like, what do you mean? And I was like, dude, like, don't move me again. Like that. I felt that in my spine.
No touch.
Yeah, literally, because they went to stand me up and walk me downstairs. And I was like, I can't walk at all. Like, fuck. And they went and they had to put me in the chair.
Oh.
Yeah, they had to put me in the chair and bring me down those stairs and put me in the ambulance. And my crazy ass, I tell the ambulance, I was like, don't fucking touch me. I'm already paying for my hospital bills. Don't fucking touch me with anything. I'll fucking figure it out when I get there. And so I'm driving and we live downtown, like we're in this area.
You're probably like 10 minutes away from the hospital.
Yeah, but I didn't know they didn't have a trauma center down here.
No shit.
So apparently there's only one trauma center, right? But what I said, I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, I've been in this ambulance 10 fucking minutes. Dude, I live right down the street from fucking St. Luke's. They're like, dude, they don't have a trauma center at St. Luke's. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, dude, we can see your skull. Yeah, dude.
no.
Yeah,
Oh.
dude. And so I shit you not, I'm in the hospital, fucking, they're checking me out and everything. And at this point, I know I'm happy to be alive. I am fucking stoked. My ass is on cloud 9 to be in there. I'm just like, dude, fuck it, man. I'm fucking here, right? Literally the whole time.
He's
The
like,
nurses
"It's
just want to.
Yeah.
Let's take a shot.
No, the nurses just want to smack the fuck out of me because I'm drunk. I'm just like, well, fuck, dude. At least I didn't die, right? Like, cool, sick. I got a DUI, but hey, fuck. And the fucking cop, literally, like, as I have a neck brace on, and fucking, they're rolling me into the fucking body
Ugh.
scan. The cop comes up behind me and he does an eye test. I was like, motherfucker, I already told you I was drunk. Get your finger out of my fucking face. Like, I already told you I'd been drinking. I already
You're
told you I
standing
was
there,
drunk.
you're like, bitch, I can't follow you. Just
No, I
chill
literally,
out.
like, he did it, and I was like, are you serious right now?
I would have just closed my eyes.
I literally,
you.
that would have been the best move I could have fucking made. But I was trying to be kind of cooperative. I was like, okay. I was like 10 seconds into that test. I literally said, okay, dude, get your finger out of my fucking face. And he's like, it's okay. I already got what I need. I'm like, I'm sure as shit you fucking did, dude. Like, and the craziest thing about the whole story is this guy's fucking name was Officer Casey Handcuff.
Oh
No
my
way.
god.
Oh,
I just shit you not. My arresting officer was also the sergeant and the most fucking like awarded DUI cop in Idaho with a fucking presidential award from Obama himself for giving DUIs. So my lawyer was like, dude, he dots his fucking he crosses his T's and he dots his I's, dude. Like, there's nothing you can do. And plus, you never shut your fucking mouth. The whole ass time I'm just sitting there like, yeah, I fucked up. And the one thing that I did to kind of like save my ass a little bit is like, I knew for a fact that I could buy some time. And if anybody out here, I'm not going to give you this advice because it's a good thing to do. I'm going to give you this advice because it actually works. If you do get in trouble for a DUI, refuse a breathalyzer.
yeah, no, you have to go in. You have to take it in.
Refuse,
like, get the blood.
because like they have to do the math and like fucking calculate what your actual percentage would be. And you can fight that in court because they say, well, according to the breathalyzer or the blood test we took at this time, you would have been this drunk at this time. But when you refuse that, it buys you time because you have to go to the hospital, take a blood test and do all that stuff. So it does buy you time.
Yeah.
And so like I was super cool with the cop.
But just don't drink and drive, okay?
Oh, that's the main goal of the story. But I was super cool with the cop, everything, the whole 9 yards, super nice to him. But my brain clicked at that one point. And I was like, no. I'll wait for the blood test, bro. And he was like, you son of a bitch. Because that meant he had to be there for like only an hour to like 4 hours. So they had to wait for the results and stuff. And so I'm sitting there, I'm talking to the cop. He's all cool. He's a nice guy. We're both laughing. And he's like, wait a minute, you played fucking, I heard you say you got a lot of concussions. How'd you get that? And I said, oh, I played football at Capitol. And he was like, me too. Were you a Gurkha? And I was like, I was a Gurkha warrior. And he fucking literally said, I'm not taking you to jail tonight because you played Capitol football.
Wow.
What?
I shit you not.
Thank you, Capital.
That's
Yeah,
some
so he
dumb
says, I'm not
Boise-ass
taking you to
shit,
jail tonight
like-
because you played Capitol football, right? And so I'm like, all right, sick, and I'm thinking about this whole situation. And I'm like, wait a minute, dude, I did coke last night.
Oh.
Oh my
Fuck, dude, I should
Casey's-
probably not give them my blood test. Fuck. So then I'm like, hey, man, so what do I got to do to get you out of here quicker? Like, you just want me to take that breathalyzer real quick? Fucking everybody
Get the fuck
everybody
out.
happy, And he's like, yeah, dude, that'd be tight. Like, you get me out of here. I was like, fuck, it's sweet, dude. I did the breathalyzer and I blew over an excessive.
Oh.
I blew over an excessive. And he says, so, you blew a 1.7 or you blew a,
Oh.
yeah, like it was
Okay.
gnarly. It was almost a 0.2. Like, yeah, you blew a 0.17 or something, or a point fucking, it was close to 0.2,
Jesus.
So I was over the excessive limit and he wrote in 0.6 for me and was like,
Homie.
he's like, yeah, I'm not giving you a felony tonight. Don't worry.
Oh.
Yeah, 'cause I mean, you were
dude.
lucky with your life. Like,
Plus I was just fucking happy to be there. I was like, well, fuck, dude. Sick.
he's in his little neck thing. He's like, yeah, bro, it's cool, dude. Like,
Oh, yeah, dude.
you want
I'm
to chill next weekend?
super tight.
It's my birthday. Go out, pimp daddy.
Your name's Casey too. Let's go, bud. Let's go. And so, like, I shit you not, I didn't realize the gravity of what this guy had done to me. The
For you,
officer,
yeah.
for me, until the nurse walks in after. So I'm getting discharged, and the nurse,
The nurse
walks
is
in.
like,
No, straight up, the nurse looks at me. She says, "You should be in fucking jail right now." Word for word. I'm
Wow.
sitting there with a broken back, 10 staples in my head, just fucking like, damn, dude, I'm just happy to be here. She literally looks at me. You should be in fucking jail right now. Gives me my paperwork and walks away. They didn't even let me leave in a wheelchair.
Wow.
They made me walk out. I stood up and walked out. And like, I even said something. I was like, don't I get a wheelchair? And they're like, yeah, we'll find one for you. And I looked at the cops. I looked at the nurse. I was like, fuck this. I'm out. If you're letting me leave right now, I'm not going to hang around any fucking longer.
right.
Dude.
Wow.
And so I left with my mom. The craziest thing too is fucking this dickhead of a fucking doctor, right? He leans over to me and he says, hey, dude, loud enough for my mother to hear. Quit doing cocaine. And I looked at him and I'm like, you son of a bitch. Isn't there a thing called fucking doctor-patient confidentiality? I'm 25 years fucking old.
yeah, HIPAA,
Mom-
bitch.
My mom doesn't need to know that. Like,
Oh,
fuck
no.
right off. And my mom's like, what about cocaine?
I was gonna say, I was like, your mom head turned so she's like,
And she's like, what about
"Casey,
cocaine?
Matthew."
And I said, no, Mom, I take Adderall. They must have confused it for the fucking Adderall, Mom.
Let's
Come
go.
on.
Let's go.
Let's just go. And she bought it. She fucking totally bought it.
Damn.
Or
His
she
mom's
just
like
wrote
the
it.
nicest lady ever. She's a sweetheart. Like,
Wait, so did they not do anything for your back then? It just
No.
kind of does its own thing?
Uh.
Oh, fuck. I didn't know that.
No, I went to, so at that time I had a fractured L2 vertebrae. So luckily enough, I didn't splinter or anything.
it was just like
You know, just, I don't know how exactly it happened because like I was I
well, you
was
were
conscious.
ejected
I
from a
was
vehicle
conscious.
at
I was
90 miles
conscious
an
the whole
hour.
time I was ejected.
Yeah, that's just
Adrenaline, dude.
yeah.
I was conscious the entire time that I was ejected. I was like, oh, what? Shit. Fuck.
In your dreams, like, damn, flying ain't that fun. And
No, literally, because it happened so fucking quick, dude. I was just driving. I was like, shit, I'm on the road. Oh, I fucked up. God damn. Ah, damn it. That's literally how it was. I was like, damn it.
That's like one of my worst nightmares.
he's like on the ground, he's like all scuffed up. He's like, well, shoot, dang.
I would have loved to see my like after reaction of me like standing up, brushing myself off. Feeling my head. Oh, that's not good. Fuck. Trying to drive. Oh, shit, dude. Can I get in this fucking car right now? And then like, it took me a solid like 15, 20 seconds to
So it was standing
comprehend.
upright. It was standing fine, right?
It
The
rolled,
car?
yeah, it rolled completely over twice. So
Wow.
Wait, did you eat any of your food before you wrecked?
No.
Oh,
Bro,
Not a
no.
fucking bite.
You're one of those that like keeps it all in the bag. You're like, keep it
No,
tight.
'cause
Let's get it
so
home.
my-
$1,000
fucking-
from the hospital, then 28 bucks
Right.
from Jack in the Box.
So my thought process was, all right, so I'm way too fucking hammered to eat this here. If I get pulled over and if somebody pulls up on me in this parking lot because I'm like, they said I was drunk or something, that's a DUI. So I need to get home quick, like before this alcohol hits me. Also why I was a little heavy on the foot. And I was also driving a fucking GMC Trailblazer or a Chevy Trailblazer. And I was like, oh, fuck, dude. I didn't realize this was a V8, dude. Fucking tight.
Oh,
Yeah. And
God.
it was such a genuine interaction with myself. I was just like, yeah, dude, fucking. Oh, fuck.
He's like, we're fucking vibing.
Oh, dude, I was
It's
having a
like,
good time. I
oh,
got my
God.
Jack in a Box, you know. I was ready to go home see Gatsby. You know, like,
Oh.
it was fucking
oh, poor
sweet.
Gatsby.
I didn't
That
even
is
know what
so
Did he go
happened
to-
that night. Like, because
Well,
I didn't even
you
walk
didn't
in
remember
my door.
shit all because you
I didn't even walk in my door that night.
you
So
didn't
I
even
think-
remember like telling me all about it because I saw it and then I reached out to you. I was like, dude, what? And then when I saw
You're
you,
not the only person. There's like multiple people who are like, no, like when you got in your accident, I offered to like bring you food and like do this stuff. And I was like, huh? I don't remember that, any of that.
Ooh.
well, I got the
That's
text
sad.
receipts, so
No,
just
like
kidding.
literally, I didn't
Kidding.
remember at all.
Bring it
Like
up.
when you told me that the other day, I felt so bad. I was like, how many other people did I not remember? You know, like how many people helped me through that? And
Six.
I am just completely oblivious of. You know, that's what I instantly thought of. I was like, fuck.
Shout
like,
out to the homies.
Shout out to all y'all. You know, if you remember when your boy was fucking almost dead, and then you
Took
know
care of me.
Vibing in the streets.
you took care of me. You know,
You're the
Um,
real MVP.
you two talk for a second. I'm gonna go pee. I have to pee like a racehorse.
Oh, that means I gotta get up.
You gotta move, or at least
Damn.
like lean forward.
Oh,
Move,
okay,
move,
let's go.
move, move.
Intermission.
We're still recording. So I got something to do.
So Among Us.
We play a game right now.
What?
I feel like it's an old game, but Lex and I
Yeah.
just recently got into it. I feel bad because no one can see you.
I know. It's okay. It's okay. You can leave it. I'll just sit next to you for a second.
Can't move it. Oh yeah, it just takes Casey's spot. Here they, oop.
your spot.
Okay. All right. Wait, did he turn this off?
No, it's still going.
We're just chilling. This is a great show.
Hi. I'm the
Say
other one
hello.
that's talking on the other mic.
Yeah, I don't know if you turned it off or it's still going. No, you can hear me,
No, I can totally hear you. You're fine.
but you're also right next to me, so it's like, can we not?
Okay,
Also, I look crazy.
I hope Casey looked funny the whole time.
No, I don't know. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Little dumbass, don't drink and drive.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. When he was telling me about, or telling us about Capital and how he was a
Mhm.
football player. Well, back in high school, Kinsey and I, we we were tagging every single car at Capital. He's talking to his dog. So Kinsey and I, we tagged every single car at Capital with green ribbon because we went to Eagle High and we beat them at the
Stupid.
yeah.
Dumb
We
high
beat
school
the-
stuff. Like,
I know, it's so dumb, but we beat Capital and we tagged every single car. We put on the stop signs, Eagle beat your ass. And like the Capital High School sign, we put Eagle High and we like taped it on there. It was like the craziest thing.
So you went to Eagle, huh?
I went to Eagle.
we're all
Oh.
like different corners.
Yeah. And I'm
Yeah,
wearing green. I'm
Eagle and
supporting.
Capital were probably like I love how Bora was our rival, but it was not Bora.
So
No.
Capital
It was fucking
ours.
Eagle, bro.
Yeah.
You're like,
It
"Fuck
was
those people."
fucking Eagle.
It was Eagle.
We hated Eagle.
I
Like
know
when we
you
played
did.
Eagle, like fuck them. Like
yeah, that's how we were with.
because
you
then what they
guys.
started doing was copping on our fucking camo.
Yeah.
And they did that as a big
yeah.
fuck you to us. They were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you guys got camo? So do we." We were like,
So do
"What the
we.
fuck, dude? We've done this for like 40 fucking years, and you guys are gonna show up with your new ass school that's been around for 10 and act like you got some culture? Get the fuck on out of here. Get the
It was
fuck
crazy
on."
though. Like I remember because I graduated in 2011, but this game was when I was a freshman, so like 2008,
Mhm.
and it was the very last game. It was to see who was like the championships or whatever, and
Sports.
sports,
Fucking sports.
fucking sports, and then so. They were like Capital was making videos against like Eagle High, like we're gonna beat your ass, blah blah blah, and like they're trying to like pump up their spirit, and they're like we're gonna tally it with another video.
Right.
It was all on YouTube. It was the funniest shit. And
So
then
dumb.
we go to Pocatello, and that's where the game is,
Uh-huh.
and we beat them. I don't even remember
Pocatello?
Yes,
You fucking went to Pocatello.
we went to fucking Pocatello, and I don't even remember the game because I had a fucking migraine during it, and I was in the bathroom. Thank you, Catherine Miller, for taking care of me. And she never watched the game either. But anywho, we got back. Kenzie and I just tagged the shit out of like their car, like all the cars, the signs, everything. And they caught us because we parked right behind a cop car that had cameras on it, and they like
Oh, you
saw the
fucking
license.
rookie.
I
You
was
fucking
wearing all
rookie.
black, looking like it.
What were you wearing, or would you go tagging with just window markers?
Window markers, and then we had like green string, and then we took like
Yeah,
this.
it's not like you were like spray painting people's cars.
You weren't
no.
actually vandalizing.
we weren't vandalizing, but we did put like.
Look at you, what a rebel over
I
here. Fucking
know.
A, dude.
It's Kenzie probably.
It was Kenzie's idea.
She's
She's
a crazy
the instigator.
Ass, yeah.
And but so I was in student council, and I got all the supplies from like the student council thing, and we like wrote every like sign to like cover stop signs and stuff. And so that's the vandalizing part, is like covering up a stop sign
right,
in their
right.
parking lot. And then so yeah, we got caught because we parked behind the stupid cop car, idiots. And then so we had to write an apology letter, and Kenzie's like, I ain't sorry. I was just like, oh my god.
Did you guys ever remember those confession pages?
Yeah.
So we actually got in the news about ours. Bora.
I
had-
ran the Capital one.
Did you?
Oh, dude, every
Dumb.
day that they said, whoever fucking runs this fucking page that we heard about, we're going to take you to
We're
jail.
finding you.
Literally. Like, I would hear that every day and just be like,
You remember like looking as like a high school girl? You're like, I hope someone says they have a crush on me. Like, or
Right.
some
no, dude,
dumb
I had
shit.
so much power with that fucking page. It was insane. It was like, literally, like, people would go on there and I could not post some of the stuff that was said because I was like, whoa,
See,
That's
I
rough.
really,
oh, that's fucking raw.
I wish that people would have managed ours more at Bora. So we actually got on the news and we had like one of those like mean girl, like assembly type
Oh
things.
god.
Everybody did. It was a whole thing.
It was a whole
Every
thing.
school had that.
But the
Kenzie
thing
threw
is,
stuff in the hallways like Mean Girls.
oh yeah,
She was like-
no, but like the issue with ours at school was, so we had like the language academy, and so basically it was kind of like we had like the whole refugee school, which is great. Like
Right.
I think it's amazing. And growing up, like you kind of didn't really realize it, you know, because you're young and dumb and you don't really realize what's going on like outside of your house. Especially because a lot of the people that were immigrating here, they were like separate. A lot of them couldn't speak English, but we
Right.
had the school as part of our high school, and so
My California friends don't really understand that. They're like, "Do you have black people out there?" And we're like, "Yeah, but they're not black people. They're Africans. There's a little difference."
yeah.
Like,
So it's like, yeah, just, and so people were saying rude things about them on the confessions page and they were publishing it. And it was just
Oh.
disgusting stuff. It was just like a cultural like misunderstanding and just flagrant like disrespect. And
Right.
it was upsetting too. It's like, okay, like who's saying this type of shit, you know? And so I'm happy that they posted about it in the news because everyone said it and it's like, all right, like
It
you
was
little
ruthless.
shitheads. It's like,
it was whole ass like ruthless.
yeah,
like-
and it's like you need to really look at yourself
Right.
and see the hatred that you're spreading. And people's like, no, it's a joke. It's like it's not a joke. Like, what are you talking
Right.
about? Like,
How would you feel if it was you?
yeah.
but they have no idea because it's like growing up in Boise,
Right.
it's like 90% white. Like
It
actually,
really
though,
is.
it's
No,
like
it
I'm
really
pretty sure
is.
it's like 87%.
And it's gotten less. It
Oh,
used to
yes.
be back when we were in high school. When I first moved here, my first day of school,
Yeah.
I was like, "What the fuck? I've never seen so many white people in one fucking room in my entire life." Like my high school, I was a minority. I was.
Oh.
Like, I walked into school my first period of the day when I was a sophomore in high school in my math class. And I remember one time I was wearing fucking shorts. I had a monster and fucking I had
Yeah,
my
he
tall
looked
black socks. Total bro, right?
He's a bro.
And that's what they called it in California was you're a bro, dude. Dude, so the second I walk in, first thing somebody says, "God, Casey, you're so fucking white."
Oh.
Literally, that was like a thing. Like I was like, "Oh
That's a
yeah,
thing.
dude, call me a bro. What's up?" You know, I got my monster. Fuck you. But
Yeah.
it's literally because I had a monster. I had the whole 9 yards. You know, I looked fucking white, but I didn't realize how like much of a minority I actually was until I moved to Idaho. You know, like
Well, yeah.
a minority in California.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I was a minority in California because, like, yeah, it's the minority race, but in reality, not in California, dude. It's just like a big mixing pot of
Oh, for sure.
Which I
everything,
think is
you know,
it should be normalized, and it's like Idaho is so just
overwhelmingly white and a lot
Yeah.
like Pleasantville.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
whole ass town is like Pleasantville. I had a buddy who just moved to Twin Falls
Oh,
from
cool.
LA. I played high school football with him in LA.
Why would you move?
But listen,
Sorry, Twin
listen,
Falls
yeah.
people. Like it's
horrible.
growing, but like
horrible. And this
yeah,
guy's
my
this
fam-
poor
my
guy has
family's
his
from
idea of
Shelley,
Idaho
so
of Twin Falls. Is
Yeah.
his picture of what Idaho is
There's,
him
like,
living
no
in
trees
Twin.
there.
And so he came
it's not
back.
that wrong.
He came out like I think 2 weeks ago. He came into town, and I haven't seen this kid in fucking almost 10 years. Like I played
Jesus.
high
Okay.
school football with him in LA when I was a freshman. We were just teammates. Like
Right.
we didn't hang out really, but we were two mutual white guys that fucking, hey dude, I'm kind of shitty at football, but I'm on the team, and you're kind of shitty at football, but you're on the team. We're both white. Let's be friends. Sick. You know, so that's how that worked. And so he comes up here and he's just kind of like, dude, this entire area it's Pleasantville. Everybody's so nice, unsettlingly nice.
I mean, Idaho's definitely got that like Western, like, hey, like growing up, it's like new people move in, you bake them a pie, you go say hello. Like that's just what you do. It's you're neighborly. Like I still like when I drive up to my mom's house, like in the north end, it's like
Everyone
you wave,
waves.
like you say hello,
Right.
like the whole like, hey, what's up?
My favorite
No,
thing
I-
about Idaho is like the green belt, or like Boise is the green belt.
Mhm.
And I would walk to work or rollerblade to work every morning, and people are like, "Good morning, good morning," and I was
Morning.
like,
how you doing?
"Oh my god,
How
this
are
is
you?"
making my whole day."
Yeah.
Good morning to you. It was
Yeah.
just like the cutest thing, and I was like, "Holy
Oh,
shit, I
yeah,
love
time
being here."
limit.
That's actually the cool thing about the live is because like I don't want people to rely on the live, you know, because they go on the Instagram live and the episode cuts off. Just, hey, go listen to the full episode. It's on Spotify, YouTube,
Hey,
Instagram,
there you
dude.
go.
Yeah.
Like, I need the fucking likes and follows. But so about the confession pages, I remember one time I didn't do anything to like give away my identity on the fact that I was running it.
Yeah, no.
So I used to show up to my 5th period class after every day at lunch. Higher than a motherfucking kite.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah.
And every teacher knew. Every teacher.
Every teacher.
They fucking knew. But, you know,
It's
I never kept it on me. I never fucking, I could not be in, like, I couldn't be in trouble because, like, I was smart about it. And so my 5th period teacher, Mr. Bishop, right? He was a cool guy. He's an interesting cat.
Is he bald?
No.
Oh, just
I don't
kidding.
Do you know a
remember.
bald Mr. Bishop?
Yeah, I do.
And
you?
he could have been bald.
Yeah, that's Marissa's dad.
Maybe that was Mr. Bishop then. Does he
was
work
like-
at Capitol?
I don't know. I know that he and her mom were both teachers.
Right. So
Like for geography?
I don't know.
he was
that's-
he
he's
was
like
a
nice
he was
guy.
a fucking
His name's Brian.
Oh, I
You
don't
know what
his
class- I
first
think it
name
was-
is.
English. I think he was an English teacher.
Yeah,
So-
I think both of them were English
Yeah,
teachers.
because I remember I did my senior project in his class,
look
and
it
so
up.
I show up to class like I do every other day, higher than a fucking kite, right? And I'm so high that I literally like I show up and I go sit in the corner with my friend at his desk. Like I don't even go to my
Oh.
desk. I'm so stoned. I'm like, fuck, dude.
I don't want to show
No,
him
that's
on
not him. So
Perfect.
perfect, even better.
All the
We
Brian
know 3
Bishops.
bishops.
White dudes.
On the confession page, somebody says, "Hey, am I the only one who thinks that Mr. Bishop looks like a drunken quail?"
Oh.
Quail? Yeah. And I was like, that is fucking hilarious. That I had to comment on it on my actual Facebook page and be like, dude, this is fucking gold. Right?
Facebook page.
Fucking money. Right? And
That's the
so
thing.
he sees my comment on there that's saying, right?
Oh
right.
no.
So fucking, he's like, all right, guys, we're going to start our senior presentations today. Hopefully you get ready with them. This is our first practice speech. We're going to do a speech in front of the whole class. We're going to start at Z today. And my last name's Young.
Oh yeah.
Y-O-U-N-G, you know, fucking X-Y-Z. I'm fucking shook. There's nobody with a Z in my fucking class as a last name. So when he says we're starting with Z, that means Casey motherfucking Young is first.
You're first.
Right? And I'm sitting in the corner like, this fucking prick. God damn it. Fuck. And I go up and I completely nail this fucking speech. Just fucking,
Laid it there.
dude, I whipped my dick out on the table is what I did with that speech. It was fucking awesome. Right?
That is good.
And I'm sitting there thinking I'm doing great. And I sit down and he's like, oh, that's a good job, Mr. Young. But let me ask you a question. Why do you always look like a drunken quail?
No, he didn't.
Swear to fucking God. Swear to fucking
You know what?
God.
You gotta give him some props for that one.
It was
He
so well delivered.
He was festering on that one.
Oh,
He's
he
like,
was waiting
waiting.
so
He's like,
long.
He's waking up. His alarm goes off 6 a.m.
I'm
I'm
He's
gonna
like,
get that fucking kid today.
shaving, whatever.
Ready.
He's like,
So I made. I was such a terrible student that.
I
So
don't remember you being a very great student.
oh,
You were in summer school when
yeah,
we dated.
yeah, like I was such a terrible student that I made a first year teacher cry.
Oh, no.
Like, and I shit you not, like he like full on
He?
cried. He was Mormon, but he cried.
Oh, no.
Oh, it was good. So, dude, I would show up so fucking blitzkrieged to this class every fucking morning because it was right before I got like it was every morning. And are we switching? No, we're staying. And
I'm staying.
yeah, and I shit you not, man. Like
I'm warm.
it's a good spot. It's warm. It's a very very comfortable room when you get into the show. It's a time warp. So this fucking teacher, first of all, he was a fucking prick. He was a fucking prick. Absolutely
Okay.
despised me in every way,
That's
shape, and
mine.
form. And
That's mine.
Oh,
thank you.
blurred.
Thank you, darling. And this guy just did not fuck with me. And the reason I didn't fuck with him was because he taught like a fucking idiot. Like, it doesn't take much for me to be like, hey, dude, like legitimately, you fucking suck at teaching. Like, and it was his first year teaching. So I'm like,
Oh, that sucks.
I mean, but somebody had to say something. Like, he literally, like, it was a freshman course that people were taking because
what was it?
I think it was US History 9. And the reason I had to take it was because I moved from LA and they didn't take that. They took a different fucking course. And so that's also why I was in summer school because I was making up all those credits.
But you also learned ASL.
I'm fluent in American
and
Sign
she is too.
No way. You're a liar. You don't know shit. Wow.
No, she actually does
Bullshit.
know. You can't see Casey, but they're signing. I'm just like,
That's awesome. It's rare to meet other people who know sign language. I used to be fluent. I've known it since I was first
I
grade.
remember that was one
I
of the first
literally-
things
it's
that
my
I
minor.
That's what I
Really?
learned
No,
about
you should be an interpreter. It makes fire fucking money.
I used to be for like a therapist office, and I just was so depressed all the time. So
No,
She's like, my
the one
dad
thing
hits
about the
me.
deaf
It's like-
culture that's super interesting is like when people who are deaf meet somebody who knows sign language,
Yeah.
you're automatically friends.
yeah, oh yeah,
You can literally, this guy could be a fucking Trump supporter and you be a Biden voter, but you know sign language, best friends.
we're best
Like,
friends because it's
exactly.
part of the culture.
It's being able to communicate with somebody. I can understand that. It's like I have such a closed off group of friends because I can't communicate. That when I do meet somebody that I can communicate with, you're right here, right
Yeah.
away. But anyways, this fucking teacher, complete fucking prick, right? So I would give him a hard time every single fucking day. Like he would make us write, like there was one time he was like, all right, so I need a 3-page paper on this. I'm like, dude, I didn't write one single fucking paper in my entire freshman fucking year, dude. This is a freshman class, bro. What are you doing, dude?
Mhm.
I have a senior thesis to fucking write tonight and you're giving me 3-page homework? Like, dude, I would call him out in front of the whole class. I would say, I was like, he'd be like, all right, so we're gonna do this. I'd be like, why?
Why?
I would
He's that
literally
kid.
say that. I'd be
Why?
like, fucking why?
You're that
And-
kid in the movies.
Oh no,
Why?
I was such everybody hated me in that class.
But you'd like write notes to me when you were in school.
But
He's like, I'll write my
Yeah.
girlfriend a 3-page
oh yeah.
letter.
Essay.
I wouldn't but I wouldn't
Letter.
fucking write I wouldn't do shit for this fucking guy. And a lot of my animosity came because he replaced my favorite teacher. That guy got promoted to administrative at the board.
So
The
I actually
school
started
board.
making money.
Yeah, and so I wasn't mad at my teacher, but I got an A in that guy's fucking class. Like he was such a good history teacher. Like I love history. I'm a fucking history nerd actually. Love it. It's a good class.
Hmm.
Dude, when this guy fucking took over his class, I just had a personal vendetta against him. I don't know what it
I'm gonna
fucking
kill
was.
you.
I was like, I fucking hate you. Ugh!
He's like, my
And-
balls just dropped. Fuck you.
No, literally, dude. And so he would also kind of single me out because of my fucking attitude, which is
Oh,
fair.
he probably hated you.
So he will remember my fucking name until the day he dies.
Oh,
Motherfucking Young. No, he knows my full
Matthew.
name. Like,
Casey Matthew Young.
I shit you not, dude. So one day, I'm just fucking not having it. And I walk in and like I'm checking my fucking grade and the bell rings, right? And he's like, Casey, Riley, why aren't you at your seats? I look at him like, why you gotta single me and Riley out? There's like 6 other fucking people that aren't in their chair. And he's like, go to the office. And I was like, Ty, fucking meet you there. You know, and so I walk into the office. I'm sitting there with the vice principal, whatever. Like, not my fucking first rodeo. And no, not at all. And I shit you not, dude. This motherfucker starts crying.
Oh.
He says
in the office.
in the office,
No.
my teacher starts crying to the vice principal with me in a meeting, and he just starts fucking crying. He's like, dude, I didn't know a student could be this difficult.
Oh god.
I didn't know. And I look at him and I shake his hand. I was like, dude, I didn't know I was that fucking bad, dude. Like, sorry, bro. Like, I am legitimately sorry. You're
Do you
like,
think it was just like a show, or do you think he was actually?
he will
genuinely
remember
crying?
my name until the day he dies.
He will
I
remember.
I literally made it my personal fucking mission to make him want to go back to PE.
No.
Oh my God.
I was like, all right, cool. You're out of
PE.
physical ed? Let's fucking go,
He's like,
son.
fuck this.
Go.
Take me back to dodgeball.
Like, dude,
I
if I
can't
walked
do
into
it.
that fool's class, like, to this day, and he saw, like, how well I'm doing in life and shit like that, he'd be like, go fuck yourself. Like, I thought you'd be in fucking jail by now, bud. Like, it's 100%.
Like,
what
nah,
it is.
but I'm homies with the cops,
Hey.
so.
Close.
Hey, man, call Casey Handcuff. He's my boy. He's my fucking boy. I tell you what. But yeah, I was not by any means the model student in any way, shape, or
No.
form.
I don't think anybody really is, unless you're like, yeah. Me.
I mean, have you seen your parents? So of course you're a model student.
Just my mom.
Your mom was
She
on your
crazy.
ass.
Oh, yeah.
She's probably gonna listen to this
don't
podcast
need-
too, by the
Hope
way.
so.
No, don't even mention her.
Yeah.
Let's just skip it.
Let's just skip it.
You
I'll
know,
switch
you
it
know
out.
she's gonna listen to this podcast.
I'll switch
Hi,
it out.
Rachel.
Hi, Rachel. Hi, Mom.
No, she's prepping for her show right now.
Oh yeah, it is.
on.
You should go.
I didn't say no.
I did say no.
All right.
Oh, you're attached.
I love how we just did a whole segment of the show. Do you have to pee or anything?
No.
I was just say we can pause it. Usually I do pause it and then we take a break, but it's flowing. It's going.
I feel like if I pee, I'm gonna have to pee a lot more.
So your phone thing is all done now with the live,
That's
and we
fine.
just do this now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So this is live on Apple, on Spotify, on everything.
Oh,
And yeah, like this is a whole ass podcast.
Us being
whole ass
goofballs.
podcast.
What?
I said us being goofballs. I don't know who. I should just look
I want
now.
to see who that was. I think I actually can.
Grab his phone.
Did I finish my wine?
No. I finished my wine. That's your wine.
I was so fucking confused just now. I
He's
sat
like-
down. I was like, dude, I swear to
I'm
God, I had
sorry.
more than a drink left. Like, fuck me, dude.
I made it.
We're all tangled.
I know.
Tangled.
It was me. I did.
No,
it.
I'm glad. I'm glad you sat down. You got in the seat.
I got in the seat. I
Seat?
felt
The
very
hot
cool. The hot seat. Oh, I won't be able to look.
On the live.
Look on his.
Oh no, it's because so if you go on my phone right now and you hit
upload it.
so before you upload it though, do hit save. You can take it off of that. You can take it off of that.
She's got her mic in her hand. She's like,
I know.
got
I'm
two
sorry.
phones.
I'm sorry I didn't set you up.
you need
No,
like
you're
4
good. I
arms
wasn't-
right now. You're like,
Wasn't really wanting to be on it, but then I got on it.
I mean, that's the best part. Like it's so I was telling Zoe what I normally do is I start the show.
What do I do?
and-
did you delete it?
I didn't do anything. It says it's active now.
Are we live?
It doesn't say anything. Was it not recording at all?
No, it was.
It was because we had like people responding. And I could see it right here too.
Bummer, dude.
I don't know.
Yeah, fuck. I don't know if it's saved. That sucks. We'll see. Hold on, real quick.
I was
Check.
like, I'll check it out.
Well, no, like when it stops being live, it's supposed to like do a whole ass thing, and ask you prompt you if you want to save it or not,
Mhm.
and then download it to your phone or
Mhm.
post it to Instagram TV.
Yeah, once your time limit thing came up, I think it just like stopped.
No, normally it prompts me.
Oh, really?
I think you accidentally might have hit the cancel button.
I did not. I
okay.
swear.
It's okay. I'm
When
not
it
mad about it.
No. When your
It's
time
okay.
limit thing came up, I was like, ignore time. And then I went straight to your Instagram thing and then nothing popped up.
No,
I swear.
you're totally fine. I'm not blaming you at all.
My phone's newer than yours. I know how to work it.
Actually, mine's brand fucking new.
Mine's brand fucking new.
You
No,
just got
mine's
it today.
actually newer than yours. It came out after the 11. This is an
This is
SE.
a 12.
Is it really?
Yes.
You already got the fucking 12?
Yeah.
God, fucking way to
In a
big
red.
dick me over here.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm really big dicking right now.
No, you literally
Put
just
it on the table. Pull it out.
You
Lay
liked
it
that
out.
one. That was a funny one. You liked that.
That was a good one.
I mean, dude, he big dicked me hard when he pulled out that fucking.
Yeah, and I
what do
got
you look
product-
like a drunken quail, Mr.
I got
Young.
product red. So
They were
it,
sold out. Okay, fuck off.
it donated to, I don't
What's
know
on
if
your
anyone
feed?
knows,
Don't
but
look at
Product
Casey's
Red
feed.
donates to the AIDS Foundation.
I don't know who's that. Kayla Rennan. I don't know. I follow her on my podcast for some reason, and I'm unfollowing her.
Oh,
Well, I don't.
just
like-
go live again.
I'm going to. That's actually why I have my phone out.
Here
still.
we go. People listening to the podcast in the future now are like, this is
They
all
know,
over the
dude.
place.
I have guarantee. I guarantee I've made some friends that like they're like, dude, I fuck with this guy. He's fucking funny. You know, that I'll never meet in my entire life. And the reason I say that is because like one of my good friends that came on the show in the past, like episode 2, like back in the day, he said there's one motherfucker out there who listens to this show. There's one. There's
yeah.
no. But listen, he said, keep doing it for him. There's somebody that you don't know,
Do it for him.
that you don't know, that you've never talked to, who thinks this is fucking tight. Keep doing it for him.
I'd watch it.
I appreciate that. Like
I was like,
we'll watch it.
I appreciate it because, like, I tell you what, man, like this is grown and evolved into something that I never thought it was going to be, and it makes me beyond proud. How would you, Zoe? Thank you so much. I hate calling you Zoe.
I love calling you Zoe.
Oh, we're live right now. I'm like, hello.
Great angle.
Okay, now are you watching her do that right now on the live?
Yeah, I am. Oh, you turn it down, though.
Yeah, there we go. We're back, guys. Somebody
There we
fucked up. I don't know who
go.
it was.
It was you.
It was me, but you know.
It's fine. We're rolling with it again.
So those
But
of you
no, but
tuning in
people
right
were
now,
watching though, so it was like,
yeah, those
we
of you
gotta see
tuning
it.
in right now, we did have a full live hour before this, 45 minutes, whatever it was. We did lose that. I'm not going to be able to post it, but if you do want to check in on the podcast, you guys, please do. We're on Apple, we're on Spotify, we're on YouTube, we're on the whole fucking 9 yards, and anywhere that you enjoy your podcasts, we are on. So
I won't touch the phone this time, and I'll promise.
also keep your phone away from the mic. Did you hear that feedback just now?
I did not.
That's from your cell service.
Oh, sorry.
Gosh, you're so okay.
I'm such a
You're so-
noob.
I have learned so much, girls. Like, I'm seriously.
Girls. I love that.
Girls.
What?
I've learned so much, girls.
ladies.
I'm like, seriously, I have learned so fucking much doing this podcast that I've been asked by other people to produce podcasts for them. Like Ted
Oh.
and fucking Munson were like, Ted Munson, Ted Challenger.
She knows
Ted
him.
Challenger, yes.
Yeah. So Ted was trying to start a podcast and Munson's like, comes up to me at the fucking bar and he's like, so, saw your podcast. What all do I need to do? And this, that, and another, and asked me all these questions. He's like, well, would you fucking help me out with that? And I was
No,
like,
because you're a cook.
I mean,
Oops.
did you work for him too?
Yeah.
How long did you work for him for?
Like maybe just a winter.
And did you work for Challenger?
No,
We don't like to call him
I
out on
would-
this
I would
podcast, 'cause I'm pretty sure he listens to this podcast.
Mhm.
I won't say anything else then.
That's all I'll
I
say.
ain't got
I don't
any
know,
like
feel free.
personal. Whatever.
No, as long
dude.
as the mutual respect is shown that I know that he listens, it's fine. You can talk about whatever you want. I don't fucking care. He doesn't like me at all.
You're like, eh.
I'm a hard guy to like, but
And
I'm
Yeah.
even a harder employee to employ. There's a reason I own my own fucking business.
I mean, we just went into the whole like education thing. You're making teachers cry.
Oh, dude,
like-
I am an impossible motherfucker. Try dating me for longer than a month, okay?
She thought about it.
It was fine.
Because I was in high school. I am a whole ass different person now.
Well, I'd hope so. Yeah, like we all change. It was fine though. It was just like
To those of you out there who've dated me in the past, I commend you.
Shout out
Yes.
to the
Fucking
homies.
shout
yeah,
out.
for real, for real.
I commend you. You did
I was
yourself.
like, he let me off easy. Just
Oh yeah,
kidding.
she only did it for a month, dude. I feel bad
It
for
was
her.
longer than a month.
She said a summer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, because
Summer
we
consists
broke
of,
up
like,
at
2 or 3
Hyde
months.
Park
I
Street
remember.
Fair. So that's in
Lol.
September.
I was so mad because
We don't even need. Let's
it
not
was
even
such
get
a
into
high
it.
school reason to
No,
break up. Dude.
let's
It was
just
so
not even get
funny.
into it.
Somebody's actually still mad.
Mm.
I was sobbing.
Oh.
I knew it was coming though. That was the thing. It's like we both knew it was coming. It was like that weird. Let's not break up over text or the phone. Like let's talk.
it was
then
the talk
like,
that had to happen, and we made it happen.
And then it was like you did that whole peak where you're like, I really like this, and then I was like, oh, okay, so we're just gonna get over it and like move on. And it's like, nope, let's go. I was like, all right. I like cried. Some guys like saw me and they're like, I hope you have a better night. I was like, fuck
you.
but thanks. And then I think I went to like Big Bun and like got a
Big Bun.
pineapple shake. Like went home, put on like a big t-shirt, and then I think the next day I was like, all right, we're cool.
I feel like a dick now. She had a whole ass day at Big One after, needed a milkshake.
I mean, technically it's kind of on the way home, but
That's true. I mean, my favorite part about that whole thing was your Mustang. It was so funny. It was so fucking fugly.
A red Mustang.
yeah.
Did you ever meet her when she had the red Mustang?
Uh-uh.
I didn't know
Oh
Lex
my
until I was an
God.
adult, like
Yeah.
a couple of years ago.
Dude, this little Asian girl right here was rolling around in the biggest, like, fucking chino rider. bro.
Like,
It
little
was
Flames on the windows.
like excessive flames.
She
on the
told
window.
me.
flames on the pedals.
Because remember we were at Target and you're like, is that my fucking Mustang?
Yeah.
'Cause you
I
thought
saw
Does
she
it
it
saw
still
first.
run? Like,
No,
No,
there's
it
no
could've-
way it runs.
no.
That shit was a lemon. Like,
Yeah, I was like, dude, there's no
Full
way
of
that engine
bankrupted
still.
my
There's no way that engine
minimum
still
wage
works,
up.
or anybody put money to fix it in. Like,
I replaced the clutch and I fixed part of the radiator, blew out the subs.
yeah, I know you did that.
I think you're the only person I ever let drive it.
Probably.
I was super possessive. I was like, nope, you cannot drive my car. Like,
That sounds about right.
and I let you drive it in like the Freddy's parking lot, like by your house.
Oh yeah, and I still hated it. I was like, oh, it's sick, super cool. But it was cooler than the car I had because I'm pretty sure I had the
You dri-
Saturn.
No, I don't think you had a car then. You were driving the truck.
Was I driving the truck?
Yeah, you were driving the truck.
Oh, I drove that truck until 3 years ago. You know that?
I believe it.
I drove
It's a
that
good
truck until
truck.
3 years. It was my granddad's. Like
Yeah,
my grandpa
it's
passed
a-
it down to me, dude. And that thing, I shit you
it was
not.
great.
I loved that truck so much.
I don't ever
still
remember
love.
riding in it.
You didn't because my mom wouldn't let me.
Yeah.
My mom was still super like, because my grandfather passed away and he gave me that truck. But my mom
was like, nah.
was like, "This is my truck."
She's like,
And I'm
he's
like,
gonna whip it at 90 miles an hour,
I was
flip
like,
it, and
"Ma," like, no, it wasn't even about me driving it. It was just about the truck. Like,
it
she
just
didn't
sat
like,
there though.
she didn't like the idea of it being driven or anything. It was super frustrating. I went without a car like a whole fucking ass year in high school because my mom wouldn't let me drive.
I
the truck.
drove everywhere.
Yeah, like
it's not like we lived close to each other.
Yeah.
Like,
and then I finally like get the fucking rights to this truck. I never owned it either. I never owned the truck. It was always in my mom's fucking name, but it was my fucking
Yeah.
truck until 3 years ago. I sold it to my aunt for
Oh.
$300
Oh.
because it broke down finally. Like, this truck had broken down probably like 40 times and I had fixed it every fucking
Yeah.
time. Like I have torn the
you
engine
love
apart.
that truck.
Oh God, I love it so much. I still do. And my aunt just sold her house recently. So when we went back over there for Easter, it's still parked there. So every time I would go up,
Aw,
I actually, so last Christmas I went and just sat in it.
No.
I just sat in it and was like, this is tight. And then it was crazy because I didn't realize that my picture of my friend who had passed away, Emily Regeniter, she passed away and I had her photo in it. And I went and sat in my truck and I just looked up and I was like, wow. There's so much love in this fucking truck, dude, you know? And so the reason I ended up selling it though was because my fucking aunt also had this weird complex about that truck too, because it was our grandpa's, you know, it was her dad's, you know? And so like she wouldn't let me have people come to her house to look at it because it was my truck still and it was being stored on her property.
Okay.
And so what ended up happening is like, she was like, you need to get your truck sold. Like it needs to come off the property like this. And she like pressed me for it. And then finally, like,
Weird.
super weird, right? And so finally, I had somebody coming by one day to like buy the truck for like at least like $600-700 because I had new engine in it, new everything in it. Like it didn't run because of the computer, but the truck was great, you know. So I was trying to at least get like $500-600 out of the thing, you know.
Right.
And she offers me $200 one day, and after I had somebody come by and take a look, and she said, "I don't want anybody coming on the property like that. Like I'm not comfortable with it." She diverted people coming to buy the truck after telling me, "Hey, get your fucking truck sold," right? Finally offers me $200 fucking dollars for the truck. And I was like, dude, that is the most insulting thing that I've ever had anybody do to me. I literally like, I need $300 to pay my fucking rent tomorrow. And I can't even take any less than that. Like,
yeah.
And so she offers me $250.
$250.
And I'm like, fuck, take the fucking truck. And it was mainly she was like, I'm going to pay you $250 just to get it off of everybody's hands, you know? A year later, that's when I went there and sat in the truck.
Oh.
Right after her telling me, oh, it needs to get off the property, all this, that, and another. I was like, fuck, dude, like this. I loved that fucking truck.
It hasn't moved from that spot.
They just sold their house. It's like last probably like 6 months ago or so, you know, so it's probably not there anymore. I don't know if the house is closed or not, but dude, there's just something about a boy in his truck.
It's true.
There's something about a boy in his truck. It's a little something different than a girl in her Mustang.
Shut up.
White Mustang.
Cherry red Mustang.
So we originally wanted to get into mushrooms. We veered off and
Oh my gosh, you want to get back into it now?
No.
We can get back into it.
Well, legitimately, you kind of delivered more than I thought you would because the second you started talking about mushrooms, you sounded like a very educated human and I was kind of intimidated. I was like, whoa, Zoe, fuck, where'd that come from?
Just paid like $50K for an education, so.
All I'm saying is I want to be buried in mycelium when I die.
You want to be buried in what?
Honestly, if you just sit
Mycelium.
there, you would be
Wait,
buried
what is
in
that?
mycelium. Mycelium are the roots of the fungus.
Have you ever taken mushrooms?
Yeah.
Huh? She hasn't. It's such a trip. It's such a trip. Well, because I was talking to Colby, my business partner, and you've met Colby.
Yeah.
Beautiful kid.
Colby cheese. Colby Jack
Jack.
cheese.
Colby Jack. Oh God, I call him Cold Snacks.
Cold
that's-
snacks.
Yeah, that's his nickname because his Instagram handle is Colby Cold Snacks. So every time I fucking run outside at work, I'm like, Cold Snacks, Cold Snacks, dude. Hey, Cold Snacks.
Cold snack.
Yeah, dude, it works. It works. But I was talking to him and he was like legitimately offended that he couldn't come on the mushroom podcast. He was like, no, dude, like I want to fucking be there, dude.
Oh god.
Saw, dude. And
You're like, bruh, pop a cap, let's chill.
Dude, he eats so many mushrooms. It's amazing. Like my first, I think like a week after I sold him my company, I sold half my company to him. He introduces me to his friend Charlton. And Charlton's been talked about on this podcast many times. And so Charlton is our buddy in Washington, or in Oregon who just fucking like grows hella weed on a weed farm. Fucking
The stereotype.
yeah,
Gotcha.
he's gangster as fuck. Like he is gangster
Okay.
as fuck.
Gotcha.
Charlton.
Backstory on Charlton.
I want to say Charlton.
First weekend I go party with this guy. We're all at a bachelor party, 30 dudes on the
Oh.
fucking Oregon coast. Or 15 dudes on the Oregon coast. It was actually 17 was the actual number. One house, right? For 4 days.
Wow.
Oh, fucking blast. Absolute fucking anarchy. Like complete fucking anarchy. But there was one bad egg. Everybody was friends, but there was somebody that needed to like fill a spot. You know, and it was like the kind of guy that like he just put off these bad fucking vibes. You know, like everybody was chill with everybody. It was like a rave almost, but like there was only one person that kind of made you unsettled. And it was that guy. You know, like the things he would say, like the aggression he would have when he would say it, or just like the way he would talk about like women, especially. Like we were getting strippers. It was a
It's
fucking
like he
bachelor
says
party.
like the one thing and everyone's like,
yeah.
all right.
Exactly.
So anyway,
Exactly. That.
yeah.
Was he
And-
close with any of you guys, or
Like
just
one or two of us, but like not with the actual bachelor
Oh.
or with like anybody who mattered.
just
So he was a guy.
random-
He was a guy that tagged along. You know.
Gotcha. Okay.
But he was very entitled.
Mm.
He was very entitled. Like this trip was about him, I guess. You know.
Oh,
And so
God.
Charlie doesn't fucking like this kid at all, you know, whatsoever. And so the first interaction that they had some beef was like this kid's like we're all tripping balls, dude. Fucking mushrooms, all of it, everything. We're tripping fucking balls, all of it. Having a great time. We're all sitting downstairs, just chilling. I'm right next to Charlie. I'm right next to my business partner. We're just, yeah, dude, fucking yeah, you know, having a blast. And all we hear in the back of our fucking heads is, "Anybody got a lighter? Got a
Oh,
lighter?
no.
Got a fucking lighter?" Like, dude, this kid asked like 45 fucking times and asked every single person in the room for a fucking lighter. Finally, Charlie stands up and is like, "Dude, why don't you go look where you fucking found that bong you're holding? Because there's a fucking lighter in there. By the way, that's my fucking bong you're holding. You shouldn't be fucking with my shit."
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Just real
Okay.
quick, snapped at him. Like, shut the fuck up, dude. Don't ask anybody else for another fucking lighter again. Just because
Wow.
it was putting everybody in a bad trip. Like, we're like, all you could hear was a fucking noise in the back of your head.
Tension.
Tension.
Little fly in your
Got a
ear,
lighter? Got a
yeah.
lighter? And yeah, so Charlie just chews him out. And next thing he says is, "Dude, I'm about to smash my fucking bong over your fucking head if you don't shut the fuck up." End of the
okay.
night. End of the fucking story. Okay? The next fucking night, this fucking kid decides to take our fireworks that we brought for the beach and light them in the fucking house.
What?
What the-
fuck?
Yeah, and he
What
lights a
kind of
bottle
crackhead?
rocket in the fucking house, right?
Oh, what an idiot.
Yeah, Tyler Chris, go fuck yourself. Dude, yeah, literally in the fucking house. That's his name, Tyler Chris. Yeah. And fucking 3 guys like grab a lighter from him and are like, "Dude, don't fucking do that again." Like, 'cause he was really fucked up, you know, like, but he was being
What?
coaxed to not be an idiot. Like he was
What the-
he was given the stepping stones to not fuck up. And this kid still chose to fuck up. Right. So he then fucking, I guess, lights another one, which almost hits Charlie, who's sleeping on the couch,
Oh,
like zonked
shit.
out. Right. So Charlie wakes up to this commotion. Right. And instead of the kid saying, "Oh, fuck, I need to just go away, I fucked up," he walks around to every fucking person in the house and just, "I fucked up. Sorry. Oops." Like, just makes this weird old fucking thing about him lighting fireworks in the house. Like, "Whoa, it's not that fucking bad, but I fucked up. Sorry, I fucked up." Instead
Oh,
of genuinely just like
God.
dropping it and saying, "Hey, fuck, dude, that was too drunk." So finally, like Charlie's downstairs, I'm downstairs, we're all around the pool table. This kid's just like walking around and he's just running his mouth, saying all this shit. And finally, like, Charlie's like, "Dude, why don't you just like low-key shut the fuck up real quick? You know, like just shut the fuck up." And the kid's like, "Well, I got my own money. I'll fucking pay for it." And puffs his chest up to Charlie. Dude, without even skipping a fucking beat, Charlie takes his bong over the side of this kid's fucking head.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah, dude, just whack, dude, and just fucking jumps on top of him and starts beating the living fuck out of him, dude.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's an intense bachelor party.
Oh, dude, it's a great bastard party. So,
Oh.
and shit, you know, so do you guys know Devin Wright?
No.
I used to bartend at fucking Fat. He's a good friend of mine, you know, big fucking dude, but total dad. Like, he's got some twins. He's total dad of the group, you know, but like, you don't
Okay.
fuck with Devin. When dad voice comes out, you know you fucked up because he's the nicest fucking guy in the room. 100% nicest guy in the
Right.
fucking room.
Okay.
So all of a sudden, Devin comes down, breaks up the fight, grabs fucking Tyler Chris, and is like, "Dude, go the fuck upstairs and go to bed right fucking now.
Oh.
Like, just go." just fucking go, because that was his friend.
Mhm.
You know, so he was trying to keep his friend from
Oh.
getting his ass beat because he was like
Oh.
still running his
Right.
mouth to Charlie after Charlie had just put him in the ground, still running his fucking mouth. Right?
I'm trying to figure out what kind of like zodiac energy this is.
Right?
I'm like, is this Scorpio mixed with like I don't even
fucking
know.
crazy shit. Like,
Cancer?
So anyways,
Feels like a Leo.
that's
maybe?
a little example of why Charlie is fucking gangster. You know, he says he's gonna
Okay.
do something,
He's gonna
and
do
he
it.
fucking does it, right? And so the back to where this whole story started with Colby. The first weekend that I fucking sold my company to Colby, fucking for reasons that I'm gonna keep him safe for, I'm not gonna say his last name. Colby's fucking sitting there. I'm looking at him. He's like, "Oh yeah, dude, we're gonna meet up with my buddy Charlie. We're gonna go float the river." Right? And I'm like, okay, cool. You know, right on. Sounds like an important thing. You know, and he's like, but I need like 2 days off. Like, this is my buddy's in town. Like, I was like, why do you need like all this time off? Like, what's the fucking deal?
Mhm.
So we walk in this house to meet fucking Charlie. And first thing Charlie does is like, so trying to take some acid, dude. I was like, fucking Christ, man. Like, I haven't taken acid in over fucking like a year, bro. Like,
You gotta prepare me. This is a mental
oh yeah.
thing.
And I walk in, I'm like, dude, I'm fucking, I got my buddy's like 8-man raft that I'm captaining. Like, there's gonna be people on it. I should probably be a little coherent. Like, I don't know about that. And he's
Yeah.
like, him and my business partner both look at me like, oh, you won't.
Oh.
Oh. And I was like, oh, I will. Do me a favor though, cut it in half. Cut it in half. I'll do it. Charlie tries to cut it in half. He can't. He's like, oh, fuck. It takes like 30 seconds, you know, a minute. And he's like, oh, fuck it. Guess I can't cut it. Looks like you're taking it.
Ooh.
They both look at me and I'm like, all right, sick. Drop the acid, right?
Yeah.
I haven't taken acid in like a year. And this is the first time I've ever taken psychedelics on the Boise River.
It's beautiful.
It's amazing.
It's a beautiful
And-
experience.
yeah, and so I just sold my company to this fucking guy, and he's already making me take fucking acid. And like we're driving to the fucking drop-off point on the river, and all I look over and see, and I'm just starting to come up a little bit on this acid, is he's got a bag full of fucking mushrooms, and he's just sitting there like this. Yeah, dude, we're going to float the fucking river. I was like, dude, who the fuck did I go into business with, man? Like,
that gave me goosebumps.
Oh,
Like,
it-
chills.
Oh
Oh,
god.
dude. And so I remember I'm sitting there floating on the river, fucking trying to keep my whole fucking everything together.
Yeah.
You know? And I just look over and I see Colby and he's floating by himself on his raft, just laying back, just fucking tripping balls on mushrooms, having a ball of a fucking time. Right.
Right.
And I'm at that point in my high where the only thing I can really say to people who aren't high is like, I'm really fucking high.
That's it.
Just,
I
hey,
need you to
just-
vibe with me.
hey, I'm tripping balls. Just whatever I do or say, this is why.
This is
He's
Right.
just got like a little note. He's like,
Oh yeah.
this is my doctor's note.
It's
Here you
like
go.
it's like the deaf people coming up with their little signs. I'm deaf.
I'm
Dev,
high.
Can you do this?
Yeah.
And so
Hello.
I love them. By
we
the
finally get to the first pull off, and this is where my acid is really hitting me. Like I am absolutely peaking balls right here. I'm just like,
Okay.
and this is some like really good gel acid from fucking Oregon that he brought to town, so it wasn't from here, you
Yeah.
know. And so I'm fucking around hundreds of people. I feel like because it was like the busiest day to float the river, and there's all these people
It's like
walking
4th of
around.
July.
And all I could do is I got my beer in my hand. That beer was my beacon. And I held my
best
beer.
friend.
This is it.
And I was walking around, and there's a picture of me too. Just
holding your beer, baby.
no, yeah. There's like everybody's taking all their pictures, and I looked on Instagram like later that day, and you just see me in the back. It's not even in the picture, but like staring off into space. And this is like I said, this is the first day that I've met Charlie, right? And I look off in the distance, and you know how people jump off the bridge?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I look off in the distance and I just see somebody like, not just are they jumping off the bridge, but they're climbing to the top of it.
Oh, I hate
I hate
that.
that
It always
too.
gives me like anxiety.
So he's climbing up the top of it, and I don't know who's doing it or anything. I'm just like, all right, dude, somebody's fucking climbing up that bridge. Motherfucker does a gainer, backflips off of it, no problem.
Ow!
Yeah, and I'm tripping
You're
dick,
like-
dude. I'm like, dude, did somebody just do a fucking backflip off this bridge? Like, whoa, dude. And like, so finally all the boys get back from jumping off, and I'm like, dude, you guys see that? And they're like, dude, that was fucking Charlie.
Oh.
Yeah. Apparently Charlie's like a pro snowboarder, all this fucking shit. He's
Little Shaun
the
White
most
over here, like
interesting motherfucker you'll ever meet in your life. I can't wait to get him on the show. He's coming on soon with Colby, but
Does he
Nice.
live here?
no. He come his girlfriend lives here. He's dating shit. Can't remember her name.
Okay.
Do you know Blake Smith?
No.
Do you know Blake Smith? You met Blake Smith back in the day with me, with the boys, and with
The
Zach.
boys.
It was the skinny friend. It was the tall, skinny one who was kind
This
of.
is like 2012. Let's
Hey.
just
8
be.
years ago.
Hey, I can remember shit from 2012.
Yeah, but I remember shit from 2012, but I don't know if I remember a Blake Smith.
Okay, fair. Anyways,
Like I remember your main group of friends.
you remember that part of life more than I do, though, for sure. Because I didn't realize that until.
No, but you remember some things
No,
that I don't.
I just.
Yeah.
Well, still, I just realized how much like I forgot. You know, like when I sat down and talked with you that one day. And
I
you're
did
just-
too. I was like, you were telling me stuff like stories. I was like, oh, I was like, I don't remember that at all. I was
No,
like,
you were telling me
okay.
all kinds of shit, and I was just like, that's a whole ass like portion of my life that I didn't remember until somebody had to bring it up, and like
That's
I
normal though.
there's things that you brought up that I didn't remember though. That's where it kind of hit me weird. I was like, wait, I can't pull that up. Continue talking. You're like, no, that happened. That was a thing, and I was like, whoa, like I don't like that feeling. You know, like there's such a
He's
weird.
losing it.
Mhm.
You know, literally, there's such a weird fucking demeanor or whatever, just way that I feel about the whole fucking memory loss thing. It's very, very taxing. It's very frustrating too. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing worse in life than the feeling of confusion.
Well, yeah, because I feel like you as a person are really in tune with who you are. Like you're very honest with yourself and you're very in touch with how you feel and you communicate well with yourself and you grow. And so when you're confronted with that reality of like, there's a big disconnect
Exactly.
from parts of your life and you're like,
It's
you-
aggravating.
yeah, you have an idea of
Mhm.
who you are and you're like, wait, but it
I'm
does
missing
that,
a section.
does that still fit
Mhm.
into who I am? Is that a
Exactly.
different
It's-
picture? Is that
Right.
like a whole
so-
version of yourself that you're missing out on, or like that
Right.
you don't remember.
Or
Right.
like, were you a different person at that stage? And like, you're a little different now.
Right. Exactly. And like you both know me in a way. Well, you know me a little bit. You know me. I party a lot.
I party hardy.
I party hard.
Mom,
I know.
I take Adderall. It's not Coke. I swear.
Okay, shut the fuck up. No, like I go out, I meet people, I party, and like it goes back to what I was talking about
you're a
earlier.
social person and you're just very like go with the flow. You're like, hey, fuck it, this is what we're doing. We're doing
I'm
it. Like,
social.
let's go.
I'm not just social. Like I guess if there was like a word that you could probably give me is I'm wild. I'm pretty fucking wild. Like I live life very frivolously.
Yeah, but I don't know if you could say you're totally wild because you also have a lot of structure in your life and you still like do things. For me,
appreciate that.
wild's like chaotic.
Yeah.
I think so. It's like you're not that way.
I'm a good balance of both. I am very chaotic. I am. Don't get me wrong.
Go
Very
with
chaotic.
the flow. Wild.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. No.
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 There's a
It's
reason
like
why.
trust me,
There's
I
a
know
reason why. Like
myself.
it sometimes will take
can't
me to get myself
self-diagnose.
in a situation to realize probably turn back a little bit. Like my DUI. I was like, before my DUI,
yeah, let's just
I was going fucking off. I was fucking going off. I was single, good looking, fucking money in the bank, doing fucking nothing but other than what I wanted to do. Anything I wanted, whenever I wanted, I fucking did it.
Sounds like a typical boy at
4-day
25.
cocaine party in the middle of nowhere. Fucking sweet. Toy. Like it
Well, I
was.
think it's important to go through phases of life where it's like you are unrestrained in that way.
Right.
Mhm.
And then you go through that growth, right? Hopefully not through as crazy of a wake up call as you did,
No,
but it's
it-
like, all
When I
right.
got my, like, right after I crashed and when I woke up from being passed out and the ambulance was all around me and everything there. Oh no, when the ambulance was on their way and I woke up from being passed out, I started bawling.
Oh.
It hit me. I was like, my life is fucking over. Like I just got a DUI. I just wrecked my car. Like
Fucked myself up. Like,
Yeah. I wasn't even like,
You're,
it
like,
had
on the
nothing
ground,
to
you're
do.
just
It
like,
had nothing to do
Jesus.
with the staples, the broken back, nothing. It was just the sole weight behind what I had done
right.
for myself. I was like, fuck, dude. I fucked up. There's no walking away from this. There's no this just being done. This is something that's gonna sit with me for the rest of my fucking life.
It's like that guilt, but it's like there's nothing, like there was no really excuse for it. It's like you're just facing it. And
Right.
it's just like, all right, I just got caught red handed.
Yeah.
Like, I just gotta,
That was the first thing
like,
I
you have
said.
to own it.
I
It's
fucked
like-
up. I was like, wow, I fucked up.
yeah.
You fucked up, dude. You fucked up bad. Figure it the fuck out. You got to get
Right.
your shit figured the fuck out. And because of that, I started the show.
Some people don't grind like that though, so that's pretty cool that you did.
No, a lot of
I
people
appreciate
like
that.
They just
bounce
sit,
back and like stay and they like pity themselves and they
Yeah.
try and blame it and like
go into like a depression.
Mhm.
You
I
know,
was
like,
I was because like especially like after like I got out of my parents' situation where I was like here,
Mhm.
the hardest part was the FOMO.
fear of missing out. And stuff
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
yeah, you went out with like a Pim Daddy cane like the next weekend. It's like,
I know. I had that
Buy
me
cane.
a
I had that
shot.
cane for like 2 months, dude. I was like dependent on walking with it for
like, yeah,
2
you
months.
fucked yourself up the other day, and I was like, you good?
No, I wasn't.
You
I was
walked?
so I had to go to the chiropractor like 2 days ago because I couldn't walk. Like it was that bad. I was walking with a heavy limp and like
I know.
I could barely move. And I went to the chiropractor. I'm feeling great now. We're doing better. We're doing okay. But like the hardest part of that whole fucking thing was the FOMO and like the weight of the situation finally like going on me. It was weird because like my sister had sent me $200 just to go get groceries, and like I had to go grocery shopping for myself through this whole situation, and it was crazy because I was walking through the grocery store with my fucking cane, and I filled and I didn't want people to see that I was fucked up.
Mhm.
You know, so I used the cart the best that I could. I put my cane in the cart and like I walked through the store and I did all my shopping. And then I had to order an Uber to pick me up. And, you know, the guy in the Uber, he was so sweet because he could tell like I'm caning up to the bag trying to load all my
Right.
groceries up. And he gets out and he loads it all up for me and he helps me. I'm like, I got it, man. I got it, you know. And it didn't hit me more until like I got home with the groceries. And I had to load all my groceries into the house, you
Right.
know.
Mhm.
And all of that just all weighs on you. And I sat on that fucking couch for like 3 weeks, just didn't really fucking move or didn't do anything. I was just alone, you know. It was just it was really alone, you know. And like I live alone as it is. It's not a feeling that I'm scared of. It's a feeling I'm accustomed to. I like the feeling of being lonely. Sometimes I like to be lonely. It's a normal thing.
Mhm.
But being lonely because you have to and you can't get up,
Right.
that is
It's
a
different.
whole nother level of shit.
Well, yeah, because like otherwise it's like, hey, I don't want to go out tonight. I just want to be by myself.
the
Like
choice,
you're
yeah.
choosing that, but now it's like you're in this
It's
place
forced.
where, right, like earlier, it's like, yeah, you're social. It's like you like to go out, and it's
I thrive on it. I do not do well with myself for too long because
Same.
and that's totally that's
I'm a
fine.
social
like,
person. I'm a Pisces, you know.
I'm definitely like ambivert. I could get energy being with people or being by myself, but
Mhm.
I like definitely push more towards the extrovert,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. Like I lean more towards that area.
Or maybe you just like company. You like to have company.
I love quality time. Like I can just sit in a fucking room with you and I'm like, yes,
Sick.
this is amazing.
I don't know what I would do without my dog. Like that to me, like on the nights where I'm just really alone, because I live fucking alone. Living alone is the most humbling thing you can do for yourself,
Mm.
because you literally never have time for yourself unless you do that. You know, like every time, like every other situation I've been in, I've had roommates. I've lived with a girlfriend. You know, like
family, yeah.
this apartment. I got this apartment with a girlfriend.
Mhm.
And me and her broke up and she moved out. And I was like, you know, I'm going to keep the fucking apartment. This is a tight spot.
Yeah.
You know, like, fuck it. And I've been living here alone now almost a year and a half, 2 years, you know? And to me, that is a long time to spend just alone.
Yeah.
You know? And I had a girlfriend this last, like, through quarantine. And now that I'm not with her, I really do appreciate, like, the lone factor, because, like, I felt like I was with somebody because I was over being alone kind of thing. It was more of like I don't know if I want to be alone. Like, so I'm going to be with somebody. It's quarantine, you know? And it wasn't like a super serious relationship. It was like 3 months or something like that, 4 months. And it was enough to where like, it made me realize maybe I was just doing this relationship because I was tired of being alone versus like being sad about the relationship and, you know, all this time
Right.
to recover. It was so quick and fast. It was like ripping off the band. And I was like, oh shit, dude, you were fine in the first place. Like you're good, you know? And like, it's weird how relationships can pull that out of you, like make you realize these things about yourself that you didn't know before. And I did a whole podcast on relationships once with Anna.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. That was episode, I think like 13.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was like earlier.
Yeah. It was like episode 13. I don't know if I want to do another episode about relationships ever, because that was just a lot of weird shit.
Relationships are weird. It's just an extension of yourself.
Yeah.
It's a good way to put it.
People are weird.
Yeah.
It's a really good way to put it. Extension of yourself.
Yeah.
Kind of is.
Zoe said that like from the start, and I love hearing it.
It's true because
It's very powerful and it's like very accurate.
yeah, it's not your partner. You're yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and it's an addition.
Yeah.
That's why you feel so lost when they leave sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're still you, but you're missing that extra thing.
Right. Well, I mean, like all good relationships that would make you sad and like miss it. It's like you're building something,
Mm-hmm.
right?
You're
So it's a
building
thing where
something.
it's like you're talking about like nice girl, whatever, but it's like your COVID girlfriend, whatever. It's like you're
Your
not.
COVID girlfriend.
It's a thing. It's a
It's a
trend now.
thing.
It's like you know. It's like I like
Your
had a
corn-
friend
your
that I like.
cornship.
Yeah, but it's like it's important because you're so isolated. It's like, especially, I mean, you got fucked up because of other reasons, but it's like I lost all my jobs
Right.
in like a day. Luckily, I got another job like quickly, but it's if you didn't get a job, like
That was the hardest thing for me too, just because at that time I was running my own business still, and I got a DUI. I can't drive. My business requires me to drive,
right.
Mm.
every day.
Yeah.
And so I was like, dude, what the fuck do
He's
I
on
do?
the scooter. He's got his tool belt on.
Literally, no,
Like,
literally. So what ended up?
Hey, y'all need some tiles.
No joke. So what ended up happening is I retired. I retired entirely. I said, I'm not going to touch tile ever again.
Wow.
I broke my back. And I've managed bars for a long time before this. So I was like, whatever, dude, I'm just going to go get a job managing a bar. And at Smoky Mountain, I actually got the job as the regional manager there right before all this happened. And which was perfect for my situation was
Right.
because I told them straight, I was like, I got a DUI. I broke my back. Like I'm trying to get out of the tile business, and they hired me. And then the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
So
You get fucked. Like,
I never got the job officially. And that's where I
Oh.
was like, how am I going to make money right now? And I was still living here. I spend $1,300 a month in rent here,
yeah.
and I had no job. I had a broken back, and I had no way to go back to work. And I wasn't going on unemployment. No fucking way. I have never collected $1 of unemployment in my entire life.
I did.
I did.
Not a fucking penny. I got through the entire pandemic off my own dollar.
What?
Yeah,
Every
but also you have
fucking
to
bit.
you have to realize too that your unemployment, that is your dollar. Like that's
Exactly.
so it's like I don't think you should say like, oh, I got it on my own dollar. It's like, no, like you work
Well,
to make your unemployment.
not
like,
when you
that's-
own your own business. All my income's my
True,
own income.
but
So
in the
I don't
whole
put
last year-
anything into unemployment. I don't have a whole lot. And
Right.
plus, I just it was a pride thing for me. I felt that the time that I would have spent trying to get on unemployment could have been spent working or finding a job.
Yeah,
Because
that
I have
too.
friends who straight spent fucking hours and days on the phone with unemployment trying to get on. And I was disgusted by that. I was like, dude, figure it the fuck out, dude. I know this is a pandemic, I know there's shit, but that's just my mentality.
I don't agree with that. I don't think that you should shit on people like getting their unemployment. 'cause
I'm not shitting on people, but in my brain, that's my mentality. That's how I see it for myself, and that's my own personal drive and how I drive myself is seeing that way. I'm not shitting on other people, but I'm shitting on myself. I'm saying, hey, you shouldn't be spending that time, Casey. You have the capability. You can do this without that. Go find a job. And what I did is I called my old tile boss and said, hey man, like I'm not a whole lot right now, but I don't have a whole lot. Like I got to do something here.
Right.
And so not even 2 months after I broke my back, I started setting tile.
Oh, wow.
I didn't do physical therapy. I didn't do any of it. I just went back into work. And that's why I'm so proud about it. That's why I have
No,
that.
and I think
yeah.
I think it's great, and it's like, I mean, not saying what you didn't do is great. I mean, does your hand hurt from patting yourself on the back? I don't know,
Does
but
my back hurt from carrying the team so
Right,
hard?
but
Yeah, a little bit.
at the same time though too, it's like, hey, I think that this year, even though it brought a lot of hardship to people, it's also gave people like breaks, because you worked in the industry for a really long time. You know, people, it's like, God, I worked doubles for years. Like,
Yeah.
people that it's like, you never get benefits, you never get paid time off. And it's like, okay, now here's an opportunity where it's like, take a fucking break.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's
Right.
like, you worked really hard for employers. And I've worked in a lot of restaurants in this town. You have too, where it's like, they don't give a shit about you.
They don't.
They're not giving you benefits. They're not giving you like PTO. They're not giving you any time off. It's
Furlough
like,
for those who did get fired. And
yeah, exactly. It's like there was no help. There was no
Right.
support for those people. So it's like a lot of people and a lot of people I know, it's like in the industry, it's like, dude, take this break. Like you've
Right,
been
right.
grinding for years. Like
Yeah.
you've been a server for how long? Like a lot of career servers. And it's like you get shit on when COVID happens, which it's not our fault, like whatever. But
Right.
it's like, hey, if you can't get a job right away, it's like, dude, just chill.
Right.
Like that's what your employer pays for. It's like you work for them and it's like, okay, you finally get your one benefit.
Yeah.
It's like, take it.
I mean, you're entirely right. And a lot of my opinion of that comes from just my experience that I had, and I was just very, very lost. And one thing that I've been able to teach myself is when I'm low, I use it as fuel. Like when I'm down, I don't put myself further down, but I fucking use that as a drive. And like I've learned that with my business partner, because there's a lot of times when we're fucking making so much money that we don't even know what the fuck to do with it. And there's some times where we don't get a job for a month.
Right.
Just for example, and I've done this for a long time. I've worked for myself for a long time. Sometimes I don't have money in the bank. Sometimes I have a lot, and I'm used to that. And I know how to get by when it's those times that I'm low. And there's been a few times since I've sold the business that we've gotten slow, and like bills will get a little tight, or paychecks will get a little bit longer in between, and they get low, and we get low, and we get stressed. And I had to have a talk with him the other day and say, hey, dude, so listen, you are learning this curve, and I have handled this for a long time to where I know we're gonna make it through. The first time that you get fucking a low page, or you get low on money and things like that, all you can think in your head is we're not going to make it. We're not going to make it. I can't have you do that, because I, for one, can say like, I used that fucking drive. Like like 2 months ago, I couldn't fucking pay my rent at all. I was going to get evicted. And then I sold the job the next day, $7,000 in the bank. Next day, I paid my rent that day with that check that I got.
You're like, thank God.
Yeah, but that happens sometimes. And we're getting out of that. We're moving forward. We're not going to make that a thing. But I had to talk to him and say, listen, like, take that energy and utilize it. Take that fear and take that fucking angst and make it a positive angst. Make it something that you're going to grow from. Make that fucking depression, that anger, that drive, whatever you want to call it, make it something positive, because it's already so fucking negative. It's all in your hands, though. You can take that energy and you can channel it and you can make things happen. You can manifest it. And that's why I come from where I come from on that opinion, is because like I've had to manifest these things. I've had to make it happen. It's not because they were given to me. It's not because unemployment was an option. It was because I said, you know what? My time is better spent calling around, finding a tile job, calling my old clients. Every phone call that I can make to unemployment, that could be a phone call to one of my old clients saying, hey, how's your job doing? Does it look good still? Is there anything else that I can do for you maybe?
Right. No, and I'm not saying you don't work hard. And I understand that, because I've been working for like years and years. Like I've always had a job. Like I've always had multiple jobs. And I think really more like what I was getting at is that you do have a pride issue. You did say that.
I'm so proud.
You
I'm
do,
so fucking
but
proud.
it's at the same time, it's like I really hope, and I know, not saying that you're not strong or anything, but it's like there is a humility and there's a strength in allowing yourself time to regrow, like at a good pace.
Mhm.
And I think that, and what I hope is not the case for you, it's like I don't want that fear of you seeing yourself as like a failure to eat at you. And I don't,
it will.
and it's like,
it totally
but
would,
no,
too.
but it's like that just sucks. And I don't want to see that be your drive to do more, where it's like, I don't want to be a fuck up. Like, I don't
for
want
always.
it's like,
for now it's fine, but I don't want that to always be
right.
my
And so
drive.
that's what I'm saying.
Right.
It's like, and I think that hit a lot of people in COVID, where it's like, I feel like I mean, literally, I got laid off from all my jobs. Like Lex helped me, but it's like I got a job that week.
Yeah.
Right,
I
right.
got her
started
the
a new
job
job.
literally within a day.
Yeah. So it's like, all right, I trained and was hired and on the floor like a couple days later, because it's like,
Right.
I'm not going to not have a job. Like
Right.
that's just who I am. But then thinking about it more, it's like, God, you just go through life, and if all you're doing is fucking grinding, like what's the point? It's like, but then you
Yeah.
have to ask yourself, like, why are we doing it though?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's definitely a break in the system where it's like, you realize, and COVID made me realize that too, because I thought I was doing fine for a while. It's like, hey, you know what? Like managing this
You're
restaurant,
settled.
like
You go
doing
on
stuff.
trips.
Yeah, it's like I'm traveling, paying off debt, you know, doing all this other stuff. But then at the same time, it's like really you're one paycheck away from not being able to pay rent. You're one paycheck away from like, or if you had to go to the hospital, or if like you're fucked. Like that's
Well, you should think about it this way. If you were to stop right now, how long could you last?
Not that long.
not that long at
If
all.
you were to stop working right now, how long would you last?
That's what I'm saying though. It's like, yeah, you're like one paycheck away
You live
from
paycheck
being in
to
the
paycheck.
deficit. Like,
Yeah.
And I actually just heard that this last week. The first time somebody said that to me. It was one of my clients, a tile installer that I work with. He was like, well, I just try to think of it this way, man. Like if I were to stop working right now, because the way that I make money is off of my body. If I get sick, I break down.
Intensive.
Like, and my coworker, my co-owner of my business doesn't know how to do any tile at all. Does not know anything about the things that I know. He brings on certain aspects to the company that I don't. You know, that's why we do so well together. But if I were to not be able to work, like the other day when, like you said, I was all fucked up. Like I literally had to show up to work, and I was like, I told him word for word, I was like, hey, dude, I don't pull this card ever, but I'm not going to be able to work today. Like I can show up, but like I got to bring a chair. Like I cannot walk. And if I try to work today, I'm not going to walk for a week, you know? And it hit me really hard. You know, I was like, fuck, dude, if I stop working today, how long can I last? And that's not very long. I don't know about you. I don't know about you, but for me, not very long.
I was literally out of work for the last 10 days, so
yeah,
that's true. That's true.
Like, I feel like we're all in the same boat though, with a lot of people in this country and in the world, where it's like there's no catch basket for you. There's no back support, and
and what do you have to do to get that? What do you need to do? Like that's something you need to tell yourself. Like, are you happy with that feeling? Does that make you uncomfortable?
Yeah, but is it even
so
achievable? It's like it gets really complex where it's like you can grind. Like I don't think anyone's ever gonna say like, oh, Casey has a shit work ethic. Like, oh, he doesn't work. But it's like you can grind and grind and grind. It's like you can do your business, you can do this, but it's like sometimes it's just not enough.
Right.
But then for other people, it's like, oh, like no, I got this one hookup, or it's like I know this one thing, and there's such inequality, especially with trade work and like hard labor skills. Or service industry, and that's I think Boise saw that a lot with. I mean, it's a restaurant town.
It is.
Like you talk to people moving here all the time. People moving here every week. You see them like coming through your line, like, oh yeah, we just moved here from wherever, Oregon, Washington, Arizona. Like I've heard everything, New York, everywhere, and I'm just asking them like, hey, like, what do you do? Like, why are you moving here? Because I've grown up here. Like it's not a very big industry town.
You didn't choose to end up here. You just ended up here. Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, so you either work in the restaurants, you work at the hospital, or you're like an engineer.
Yeah.
That's not like a lot of industry. Like there's.
So out of my entire graduating class, I am the only of one other guy. My entire graduating class, I'm the only tile mason.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Can I say that again?
Of my entire graduating class, I'm the only mason.
Really?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. I don't know anybody other than TJ Wolf. What's up, buddy? Hope you're out there. TJ motherfucking Wolf. And that's who got me my first tile job in town, was him. But he's the only kid out of my entire graduating class. And every client that I work with recently has told me like they cannot find a tile installer whatsoever.
Well, it's like I was just chatting with someone this weekend serving, and they were here looking for houses for like investment properties.
Right.
And he's like, COVID was the best thing that ever happened in Boise because now you have all these people moving here. I was like, actually, like, no. Yeah, like people have been moving here for a really long time. Yeah. But he was saying, he's like,
and we haven't liked it in the first place. So why would we like it now?
Yeah. So he's from California, but he was saying, he's like, COVID was the only reason I could move here.
Because all this shit shut down, they shut down there. And it is a push for a lot of people that
because he started working from home. Right. And he was saying that everyone in his neighborhood, they all just telework, like they all just work from home. So he's like, fuck it, like why would I pay all this money to live here? I'm just gonna go buy 2 houses there.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, but like you don't see like the disconnects, like when you talk.
So when I was bartending at Kai 75, I had this one guy come in And you know me, huge Dodgers fan.
Yes.
Huge
I
Dodgers
was
fan.
saying.
I don't watch any fucking sport other than baseball. I played fucking football, guys, for 4 years. Still don't have a team.
But I love baseball.
But baseball, fucking
American sport.
goddamn, am I passionate about this sport? Only because like I played it as a kid. I've been on that field fucking 4 times before a game. I've been hit by foul balls. I've been over 200 Dodger games growing up as a kid. I fucking love my team. And one day I'm fucking bartending, and this guy's talking about moving up here, and like he's asking me all these construction questions because he knows like I do construction, all this, that, and another. And he asks for my information. He's like, "Oh, we're thinking about. I'm here for the weekend with my wife, scoping it out. We're thinking about moving." And I'm like, "Well, what do you do?" And he's like, he starts laughing. And I'm like, "What the fuck does this guy fucking do? Like, what's so funny?" You know? And he's like, "You're a Dodger fan, right?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah." He's like, "I'm the sports medicine manager
Oh.
for the Los Angeles Dodgers." And I was like, I have his business card sitting right over there that he gave to me. It says the Los Angeles Dodgers in all blue. If you go get up and you can get it, it's on top of that speaker.
I believe you. I'll
It's
see it after
He's like,
this
I've got it in a
podcast.
frame.
I almost did frame it. That's why I still have it. Like I held on to it. I love it so much. It's just like, and he like to go to what you're talking about, he was just coming up here to scope it out. And this was
Right.
before COVID.
Yeah.
So if somebody who fucking is the sports medicine manager for the Los Angeles Dodgers is probably making a ridiculous amount of fucking cash.
Yeah.
He's
for
going to
sure.
move here before the pandemic.
Oh, well, it's been a trend for years. I mean, God, look at the growth in even just the last 2 years
Right.
versus 3 years versus 5 years. You know, it's like it's
Well,
skyrocketing.
2 of my friends from California, actually. So I was the first kid from my high school to move to Idaho. There's 2
Yeah.
people that I went to high school with in LA that ended up here.
Oh,
2
I believe
other
that, yeah.
people from my high school that I was friends with whose families moved to Idaho as well.
Yeah, everyone's
Isn't that
coming.
crazy? There's like a whole ass community around here from California.
I'm like the only Okie.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know anyone from Oklahoma.
Besides me.
I didn't even know you were from Oklahoma.
What up?
How long were you there for? Your whole life or?
Till I was about 9, then we moved here. And then when I was 18, I went back for college.
That's what I did. I graduated high school here and then I moved back to LA. I moved back to LA on a weird whim too.
Yeah.
A
Same.
weird
Same.
whim. So my grandma fucking died, right?
Okay.
And so I went down to LA because my whole fucking Italian side of my family's in LA, you know, and it was the last grandmother of my Italian side. It was a huge funeral. We had an Idaho funeral and we had a Los Angeles funeral. And at the Idaho funeral, my sister calls me and she's like, "Hey, dude, I'm going to get you a fucking plane ticket to come down to LA for the weekend or for the week or whatever. Come to the funeral, come see the fam, do your thing." So I packed 2 weeks of clothes, fucking go to the funeral, and never come back.
He's like,
Oh,
bye.
God.
Sayonara.
Never came back at all.
That's
Didn't tell
crazy.
anybody. I lived
Bye.
off that 2 weeks of clothes for a year and a half.
What?
yeah.
Yeah.
10 items were bro tanks, so he was
Oh,
set.
God.
Yeah, I was fucking stoked. And well, so I obviously accumulated more stuff like
Yeah.
as I was down there and whatnot.
Stayed with
Yeah.
family.
and
Yeah.
no,
No?
I got my own fucking place down in LA.
Within 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just made it fucking happen. It
What
was a
up?
weird situation. I was just like,
Yeah. I ain't going back.
no, I called my best friend Canada. I was like, he's like, "When you come back?" I'm like, "I'm not." And he was like, "What the fuck, bro?
That's so crazy.
What the dude?" I caught so much shade for that for like probably like he's still mad at me.
I
for
don't
that.
even remember when you left, honestly.
Nobody did because I just left.
Yeah,
I was,
it's
all
just
of a sudden
like,
I was just gone. I
all
was really
right,
like, wait, Casey lives in
bye.
LA. Everybody thought it was like because I owed somebody money. Like somebody thought there was some
He's
shady
in the
stuff.
mafia.
No, they were literally like, "No, dude, I heard you like fucking owed like some drug dealer a bunch of money, so you just like skipped town." I was like, my
Sure.
grandma fucking died, bro. Like, what the fuck you
Whatever you want to
mean, dude?
believe.
Want to call me a kingpin? Like, you should call me Cannabis Kid. Like,
That's
fucking
funny.
hey. Literally what people said. Well, I was selling acid at the time, but you know, fucking jokes, folks.
Yeah, just-
Jokes.
Yeah.
Jokes.
Jokes. Well, we have gone about what, an hour, 2 hours, whatever.
It says 2:28.
2:28. I started that early.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Just kidding.
So
Yeah.
is there anything that I didn't bring up that you would like to say that you didn't get the chance to talk about?
I think we're good. It's just
No?
like a little
We
mix
went
of
on,
like
like,
nostalgia,
everything.
like
Yeah,
road
we
here,
got-
like
It takes a little time to get into it, you know, but let me ask you guys this. What did you think of the Young Blood podcast?
Like this, like today, like
this as
tonight.
a whole, just this, what did you think of this?
I just felt like it was entertaining in itself because it just goes on just everything, like everywhere. I don't know.
Right.
The only thing is though, is that sometimes when you don't know the characters of stories, you're just kind of like listening to another story, what's going to happen
Right.
next, you know?
Right.
So it kept me like wanting more, you know, but also I wasn't here for, you know, mushrooms and fungus and stuff like that.
I mean,
Unfortunately.
we didn't talk about it much at all.
Oh, I
Really?
thought this
It's
was like
just
the
a
whole
little blip.
point.
No,
Just a little blip.
No, we met up and we decided that
Yeah.
this wasn't going to be a mushroom podcast. That this
Okay.
was actually going to be more about her and Gaston's bakery. You know,
Oh,
we
cool.
ended up just doing our
It's
thing.
just kind of like whatever.
And the reason we did that is because you, the viewers, you're awesome, you're great. But I did a little poll on my Instagram, and I
Mhm.
was like, should we talk about psilocybin mushrooms? Should we talk about the election, or should we just say fuck it and get drunk? And 90% of the people voted fuck it, get drunk.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's
There you
kind of the premise of my show. We bring the locals on. We get blitzkrieged on weed. We're just kidding, guys. We don't smoke weed on the podcast. It's illegal in Idaho.
I don't partake, so
We don't do that. It's illegal
It's
in
real.
Idaho.
you're out anyway. But
Hey, and that's fucking don't remind me. But we just drink and we just have a genuine conversation. Like this
Yeah.
whole platform. I thank God for it every fucking day almost because I've known you for how long, Zoe?
I don't know, years like
A long fucking time. But that being
Well-
said, I would have never had you come over to my house.
probably
Think about
almost
it.
10 years, almost a decade.
If these cameras and the microphones weren't here and I were just like, hey, dude, you want to come over to my house and talk for 2 hours? That'd be really fucking weird.
No, wouldn't.
No, because we go out, like when we went out and
And
got
we
drinks,
just
like
talk.
that's literally what it is.
Yeah.
But
It's just
what we're doing right now is we're having nothing but an intelligent conversation
True.
to have the conversation. We're not
people are
going
like,
out and
y'all are
drinking.
dumb.
Yeah, like we're not going out and drinking and the conversation's happening. We're not going out to dinner. Like the
Right.
sole thing that we're doing here is conversing.
For sure.
But I think that's what, well, I love it. Like
Communicating.
I
Yeah,
really
same.
like reading the types of blogs like Humans in New York, things like that, where it's just, I want
It's
to hear,
raw.
I want to hear what people are saying. That's what's cool
Same.
because we live in such like a post-truth era where it's all fabricated and it's like all reality. It's all this and this. It's like, hey, let's just talk about like good times and
Right.
Or just something that's raw. you
Yeah.
know?
It's raw. That's the one thing that I've gotten from people the most.
Raw.
My show's raw. It's
Mhm.
very raw.
It's very raw.
Unstructured. It's fucking without a condom, ready to go. That's what it is.
It's
You know,
raw.
it's fucking raw. How about you, Zoe? What did you think when you walked in? You sat down. You were nervous. You were very nervous.
yeah, I
when you
was
started.
nervous for sure because it's, I mean,
It's nerve wracking.
well, it's just, all right, like, what do you want to talk about? Like, let's go for it. I mean, I'm open for anything. You know that.
Right. Right.
So I enjoyed myself. I don't think that it was any like soul searchy type, like weird stuff. It was very organic.
right.
It's like,
Yeah.
hey, like, let's chat. I think it would be really cool to talk to people in the future too. It's like,
Mhm.
hey, like, if people want to like call in or like chat or do other stuff, like, hey, what do you want to talk about?
The
Yeah.
one, the one thing I've gotten the most with people, other than it being a raw show, is that they would want to come back on.
Yeah.
They
for
say
sure.
this was
Oh, yeah.
fucking fun, dude. Like the fucking coolest part about the show is every time I hit that fucking stop recording button, everybody in the room just high fives, goes, dude, that was so fucking
We
tight.
did it.
That was
Yeah.
fun, man. Thank
No.
you. And then I get thanked. That to me is the heaviest part because I didn't realize at first that I'm providing something for other people.
Yeah.
You know, I'm giving them the opportunity to come on and talk to, you know, and shit, you might get some shade for some of the things you said. Like not literally, but like that could happen.
Yeah.
You know, like you could come on this show and you could upset people. You know, like
Show up at my house, whatever.
what's up? What's up? I've actually
Take my hoops out.
one of my first episodes I had, I got some negative feedback on one of my guests because we got political.
Oh.
And
Um,
somebody messaged me and they were like, you need to tell your guest this, that, and another. Like they went off on a message on me.
Wow.
Yeah. So there are people fucking, I'm in 7 countries.
Wow.
Yeah. People listen. I don't know what.
That's cool though.
Like they listen and they like it. Like on Spotify and everything. I can see all of that. I can see all of you, like everybody who's here. I know. Like I check my fucking analytics, guys. Like I know that my highest fucking listener rate is males between the age of 18 and 25 that live in Idaho. There's a lot of you. Like
There's a lot.
there's a lot of you. That's
There's a lot of
also
ya.
why I'm trying to have a lot more of a strong female presence on my show because I don't want my show to be dominated by men.
For sure.
You know, I just don't because that's not what I'm going for. I'm going for an open platform.
Yeah. And when
You
you
know?
asked me if I wanted to be on, I was like, oh, I feel honored. But no, I look
She's
like
just
a
letting the
goon.
dog in and out.
Yeah, I'll
She's in
take
here
care
playing
of
with
your
the
dog.
and then
I'll be the nanny.
and then it's super hard not to want to interject. Like I've straight had people like in the like 5s, 10s almost hanging out for a show. They're like, hey, can I just come watch?
Yeah.
And
I was like, I would love to just watch.
yeah, and it gets hard to do that too because like people want to interact with the show. Like they
Yeah.
want to talk. They
They
want to
voice
say,
their opinion.
or they want to laugh, or they want to be like, oh, that's really funny, dude. Like I was there one time and laughed. I was like, dude, shut the fuck up. You're not on the show. But so you guys had a good time.
I want to read this to you.
Do it.
Okay, so that's what I was just Googling. So
I was wondering why you're on your phone. I was like, wow, am I boring?
no, it's because like there was something that you said. It was about like how people aren't always going to receive you, you know, like in a positive light. But that's
Right.
totally fine. Freedom of speech, like say what you want, totally cool.
Mm.
I saw this today. I was trying to find it, my friend that shared it, but I just Googled it instead. But it was George H.W. Bush's president letter to Bill Clinton.
Interesting.
And I saw it
Good.
posted today. This is from January 20th, 1993. And he's just like, Dear Bill, like when I walked into this office, I felt this
I'll
way.
read the whole thing.
Okay. He's like, Dear Bill, when I walked into this office just now, I felt the same sense of wonder and respect that I felt 4 years ago. I know you will feel that too. I wish you great happiness here. I never felt the loneliness some presidents have described. There will be very tough times, made even more difficult by criticism you may not think is fair. I'm not a very good one to give advice, but just don't let the critics discourage you or push you off course. You will be our president when you read this note. I wish you well. I wish your family well. Your success now is now our country's success. I am rooting hard for you. Good luck, George.
Oh,
I just like, I saw that today though, and I was like, that's so just real. Like, that's just an honest, yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, it's very sentimental now. It's
it
like, that's,
really is.
I was like, that's just what made me
You know,
think
Trump's
about
not going to write a letter like
it.
that.
Oh, yeah, no.
Either not gonna write a letter like that, or just not write a letter.
Actually, he's going to write a letter. It's
gonna
not
be
going to be
like-
as nice as that one.
Oh, for sure.
No,
And
but
it's gonna be lots of grammatical errors.
But-
Sloppy.
Yeah, but I think it's just, I think that was so great though. It's like, hey, when he was saying, he's like, people are going to criticize you. It's like, don't let that steer you away from your vision.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, hey, like you're here to do a job. And I feel like that's what you're doing with this. It's like, hey, you know what? Sometimes it's like you go a little off the path, or sometimes
Right.
it's a little this way, but it's, you really have the same goal though with every person that you meet. It's like you welcome to the table, you welcome them into your home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, like if you want to bring something to the table, bring something to the table. If you just want to kind of sit back and let's
Right.
just chill and cruise along, let's do that. So I
Straight
think
up
that's cool.
goosebumps. I was like,
Well,
ah.
I'll tell you what, there's only one podcast that I haven't posted because of me not liking the result.
Hmm.
Like every single podcast I've had with somebody has been an experience for me. And it's something that I've been able to take something away from. Like every podcast has done something. Like it's just given me a light on a situation that I never thought I could have. Like I said, given somebody the opportunity to come on and voice things that they
Mhm.
think other people should hear.
Yeah.
Or hell, just rekindling a friendship.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. I will
Well, it's like the
never
artistry
stop.
of it too. That's really cool. Or it's that leeway of relationships in life, and just
I will never stop doing this as long as I keep getting this result. Because it's just genuine.
It's warm.
It is. And
Feels
I
good.
like I said to you guys earlier, that feeling that I got when somebody I didn't know came up to me and appreciated this brought me back to my friend saying, there's one motherfucker out there. I didn't believe him when he said it.
Mhm.
When he said, there's one motherfucker out there who watches the show and thinks this is fucking tight. Keep going. That's Colby right there for you. Colby Woodall. Colby Jack. Toy. I didn't start saying toy until I started hanging out with him. Or fucking
oh god.
he's so
Dude.
love him to death, but he's definitely a frat boy. 2 and 2. But it's just it's given me opportunities. It's grown, and it's something that as long as you guys out there are listening, as long as you guys are coming on to talk, I'm gonna do this.
Mm.
You know, I don't make any money on this show. I spend money on this show. This is coming out of my pocket to give this to you guys, to everybody, to all 2 of you.
It's
I'll-
us too.
All 2 of you out there who listen. And it's almost like a pyramid scheme that I built here. Because every person who comes on the show brings their following.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
and it grows from there. And I just have to say thank you guys. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for being a part of this with me. And thank you for spending your time today to be on here. Because we've been talking about it. I wanted you to
Yeah.
come on. And
Yeah.
remember the first time we hung out after a long time, I was talking about the podcast. And then me and you go get food. And one of the people who'd been on my podcast, Dustin Isaac, was
Oh,
performing
yeah.
at the bar, comes up as I'm talking to her about the podcast, was like, Casey!
Wow.
He was cool. Yeah.
And because he's the lead singer for the Tumbleweeds.
Okay.
He's great.
Oh
His
my God,
music's-
beautiful voice. And he came on and did a live,
What's his name?
Dustin Isaac.
We'll look him up later.
He's on the podcast,
He's
yeah.
great. He's
Yeah. and he's a beautiful voice. Absolutely
Yeah.
beautiful human as well. I love him so much. He came on, he works at the VA, he's a veteran, and he's
cool.
an even better singer. Like he's
Mm.
he's pure human. And I'm talking to Zoe about how passionate I
not an
am.
imposter.
Not an
was.
imposter.
Not
He's not sus at all, don't worry.
worry.
And I'm talking to Zoe and I'm just fucking lighting up. I'm like, oh my God, this podcast that I do, it's so much fun.
Like, this is
blah, 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 blah.
amazing.
Like, all the conversation I have with people are really fucking cool. And like, not even 2 minutes goes by and we walk up to somebody who's performing at the fucking bar that comes up to me and is like, Casey, what's up, man? Like, it felt fucking cool.
Did you have him on afterwards after that?
That was like 2 weeks before he came on, like 2 weeks before that.
Oh, really? Okay.
I've been running this podcast since March is when
Okay.
it started. And my 1 year anniversary, I'm probably gonna do something fucking huge,
Yeah.
big. 'Cause it's also gonna be my birthday, you
Oh,
know?
yeah.
So I'm gonna do something big.
Bring the pimp cane back.
Yeah.
I almost had to the other day.
Oh yeah, I saw you. I was like,
Oh.
can you go upstairs right now? You good?
Oh.
I couldn't. Oh yeah, that's right. When you were fucking 2 days ago, I literally couldn't walk. Like, you remember you
Oh,
walked to the door and I
yes.
was like,
I feel like
I
a
was like,
dick.
don't walk fast. I literally,
I was like, I got long legs.
I was like, I know you do. I can't catch up.
I feel like a dick. I'm
No,
sorry.
it was like so bad that when I went to the chiropractor and got it like taken care of, like it's my hip flexor and it causes my lower back to be. It's not from my back, but like it's the combination of the two.
Yeah.
And so this fucking guy like pulls my leg, pops the one, pulls the bad leg, and goes, "Quack."
Oh.
Yeah, and he goes,
Oh.
"Oh," and I'm like, yeah, right, dude. And I was like, well, I guess that fixed it a little bit. He's like, no, that fixed it a lot, dude.
Wow.
You were fucked
Jeez.
up. Yeah, you were fucked up. And I was like, thanks, pal. My chiropractor's the kind of guy too that like when I fucking came in there, I had a mask on, and
Mhm.
he's like, well, just fucking take that thing off. I was like, all right, cool.
Cool.
You know, and he was like, I was like, I mean, like, I don't want to get you sick. He's like, I'd rather your germs be here and I have them than them not. And I was like, God, dude, that's
What does that mean?
What the fuck?
right. And he's a fucking chiropractor. I was like sick. I guess,
Bro,
I
what
guess,
you smoking? Like,
I guess
I
he just
know.
wants the immune system growth. Like he's like, well,
That's
fuck it. I might as
true.
well just get it so I get it and my body grows. Because I guess chiropractors are their own type of medicine.
Okay.
You know, it's probably not every chiropractor is like this. Don't get me wrong. But hey, I was just as weirded out about the fucking situation too. Don't get me wrong. Okay.
you're like, bro, I really don't care if I have it on or not. Just fix my fucking leg, please.
I was
Thank
like,
you.
did you
Bye.
not see me limping in here? Like,
Yeah, you're like, this is the last thing I fucking care about. Just pop that shit in there. Let's
right?
go. I got some tile to do.
I got some time to do.
So I guess the only thing that I haven't done on this episode is giving a shout out to Tattooed and Successful. Tattooed and Successful Clothing, guys. Fucking check them out. They're a local company, locally grown. My good boy Will, fucking, he's been on the show, Marshend. He's fucking a model for him. My friend Signy Safai, she's a fucking model for him. They are fucking badass. They got some awesome clothes. Check them out on Instagram, Tattooed and Successful. Shit, guys. Anything else?
That's it.
What did you take from this?
Oh, wow. What did I
Don't
take
get
from
him
this?
on it. He's gonna go forever.
Just a really good sentence, not a paragraph.
A lot of love and some rekindled friendships
Yeah.
And new friendships.
and new friendships. Thank you guys for tuning in. This has been episode 29 of the Young Blood Podcast. Remember, YOUNGBLOODPODCAST, all one word, no spaces. Please don't fucking message me and say you can't find my show. It's pretty fucking simple. Have a good night, guys.